Start recording. Okay, the recording button has been hit. I'm gonna assume that my volumes are fine. I'll keep an eye on it. One fairly important thing for the lines and veils that I forgot to bring up last time. Suicide and self-harm.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm putting suicide as a veil for me. If anyone wants to escalate that to this is not allowed, that is fine. That is extremely acceptable. I currently don't have any personal limits on like depictions of self-harm, but that's why I'm bringing it to the table. Any strong feelings about anyone who'd like to add either of those to lines or veils?
Not
I
really
feel
for
pretty
me.
gray about it. Just
Okay.
kind of like, eh.
Oh, I like this name a lot.
In that case, the only addendum that I have noticed that was made to our safety sheet since last time is just adding suicide to veils.
Perfect.
So we've got that going on. The other thing is I made a player character like actions ref sheet for y'all.
Yes, I saw
that
that.
just
Is very
describes like
useful.
how to roll, how counting successes on rolls works. Gifts of the blood are specifically they're like spread all over the rulebook, and they're cool vampire powers that everyone gets. You align my formatting? That's very funny. Yeah, and then Awakening and Frenzy, which are just there for reference. We're only gonna have to do. Most of that is on me to remember. But just like all the cool things you can do with your blood.
Sick.
So if you ever if that works, or if you ever want if you want to add something to it or have questions, just let me know. I'm here all the time. I'm never doing anything else. I love vampire. So there's all that. Do I have any other housekeeping? Just for me. No, that's about it. Does anyone have anything they need to figure out before we get started?
Yeah, what voice I'm gonna do for Sylvia.
Same.
Man, I've been thinking about voices all day, and I've made no decisions.
Perfect.
All right, then it sounds like we should probably get started. Welcome to the nighttime of Chicago. Some of you have been here longer than others. But one thing you have all found is that it is a vibrant city of and for and containing vampires and other kindred such as yourselves. I have a couple of questions for everyone. The first being, have you eaten recently? I'll just go around the bit. Sal, have you eaten recently?
Okay, eaten as in fake eaten food, or eaten as in
No, as in have you
bread?
slaked your hunger recently? And maybe, definitively more importantly, have you drunk anyone dry recently?
No, but
No?
they have eaten recently.
Okay.
So, should I elaborate or?
You don't have to if you don't want to. But you also may if you do.
Yeah, they were chilling with one of their herd friends. Afsana Marsden, very chill. They're the kind of person you just kind of skate down a highway with in the middle of the night when nobody's driving.
Just vibing.
And like, Yeah, just vibing. And sometimes you'll take a nibble every once in a while. They don't really notice.
Yeah.
And when you're all tired, oh, then you can really. And then of course they'll just and then of course I mean you'll of course you're drinking the whole fucking time, so you can just like carry their body back to the host and they'll wake up the next day and say, hey, what happened? Oh, you fucking clonked out, man.
It's
Fucking
tiring.
clonked out.
Fucking clonked out, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Afsana is cool though. Afsana is very cool.
Good. You're gonna start with 1 hunger.
Okay.
Silas, how have you been eating?
Was that a how or have?
Yes.
So I think, considering where we wanted to start this, I think he would have eaten recently, but I don't think he would have drank anybody.
Sure. Good to know. Then also gonna start with 1 hunger.
Okay.
Sister Constance,
Yes.
how have you been eating?
Well,
Have you been
so
drinking?
again. Oh, the blood of the covenant.
Actually, just an intervention.
Yes. Though again, I don't think she has. I think she knows better than to drink anyone dry.
But it's
she
so
has-
good.
she has reliable sources, and honestly, I don't think it's uncommon for the sisters to drink amongst themselves either.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, they can't bind anyone,
Right.
so-
You can't be bound by it to each other. So.
Mhm.
All right. That's. Yeah. Good to know. Secondary question. Are you more of a drinker or more of a tap? That's awful. That's awful phraseology.
What?
Someone who would give. A donor. Donor's a better word.
I think
Also relevant within the context of drinking from other vampires. Your lost hunger is their gained hunger.
right.
Whenever you drink from another vampire.
Or would it not be the opposite?
So if you're
Wait.
drinking, you slake your hunger, and they would get hungrier.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think she is maybe unconsciously or subconsciously rather, like, more prone to giving than taking.
Okay.
But I think she's well aware enough of her hunger to be careful about it.
All right. It's good to be self-aware.
Um
How very pious of you.
I think she keeps close eyes on kind of like the balance of things.
All right.
I think she's very attuned to both herself and others.
Makes sense. So, let's start you at 1 as well, then, I think.
Okay.
Unless you would like to opt to have been a recent donor.
That would be interesting.
Up to you.
I would not mind taking 2. I guess it would just be kind of fair if she's been giving blood.
If you would so like to.
Sure.
All right. And Sylvia.
Hello.
Certainly you haven't been going hungry.
No, not at all, darling. It's always a free buffet. All you have to do is come through the doors.
Have you indulged to the extent of your hunger recently? Or have you been more careful than that?
Oh, I'm very careful.
Drinking people like juice boxes.
Then I think starting at 1 is also reasonable. That's just what having a herd is.
Mhm.
1
1 is fine, thank
All right.
you.
then on this particular night,
Now, where is this on my... Up there it is on my handy sheet.
on this particular night, you all awaken. It's just after dusk. The sun has gone down, and it's safe to move around again. And as you all awaken from your involuntary, palpably deep slumber, I'm gonna need everyone to make rouse checks to see if you get hungrier or not.
Oh, jeez.
So, rouse checks is just you pick 1d10, you roll it. If it's a 6 or more, you succeed. If it's 5 or less, you fail.
Oh boy,
That's a
we might be
2.
starting this pretty hungry.
That's a 2. All right, so Sal, hungrier. Took
I
a
got
lot
a
out of you
3.
last night. 3.
I got a 3.
Sylvia, hungry.
Nice.
You feel your vitae draining a little bit. It's just
Hmm.
harder to keep it all together.
I also
Beast's
rolled a
eating away at
3.
you a little bit. All right.
Oh, we hungry, bitches.
Sister, it might not have been such a great idea. You may have
That was-
donated a little more than you... They were
That was-
thirsty last night.
Yeah, apparently. Sister Judith, what the fuck?
How about you, Silas?
I rolled a 1.
All right.
Oh my
getting
God.
hungrier. Bunch of
We
thirsty friends
hungry.
tonight.
Thirsty
Yeah.
fucking.
We're starting hungry. Luckily for all of you, though, you may not have to hunt as vigorously as you may other nights, because tonight is the... what do you want to say, Sylvia? 3rd, 4th time you've held Elysium?
Let's make it 4.
4th. So you're starting to get a rhythm at this. It's a
Yes.
locally known event. Maybe more putting yourself a little bit more firmly on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Insofar as locally known Elysiums go.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight's the next one.
Oh, lovely.
And whether by hearsay or circumstance or other similar acquisitions of information, all of you have heard that tonight is Elysium in Tartarus, specifically. It's a good... How's everyone when they wake up? Where is everyone when they wake up? Sal, you're back at the apartment. You're hanging out, right? The usual.
Yeah, as usual, I am back at the apartment, waking up to a book in my face, probably, or something like that. That fell off the one of the rickety old bookshelves that are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm essentially in a storage closet for books.
Look, sleep all day, party all night. You gotta have somewhere to be.
Yeah,
I
and I'm
don't
like,
give a shit.
As long as
Yeah.
people don't bother you. It's whatever.
yeah, I just like try to just move a couple of the stacks and then just knock them over. But I have to put them back up, or otherwise the owner will get mad at me again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's not good, and he's not fun when he's
No,
angry.
he leaves like really passive-aggressive notes. And it's not a great time. And it's funny because like you'd think the place is completely disorganized. But he knows whenever there is any book out of place.
Oh yes, he's well too aware of his stock. So I just I don't bother changing clothes today. It's Elysium. I don't need to be worried about this.
All right.
Elysium does not care about anything today.
No. Are you headed to Elysium on your own, or is this something that like Jeffrey tells you need to do? Like to keep up face with everyone in the area?
Oh, usually, but this is Tartarus. This is Sal's home away from home. Usually
Adam.
Jeffrey has to drag Sal to every Elysium to do the networking and the drinking and the
Gotta pound the pavement,
yeah. And
shake
it's
hands,
just a
kiss
pain in the ass
babies.
because every single Toreador is such a goddamn artist. And then
Not a
like
fan.
yeah.
They had you staring at like
And by artist I mean capital A artist.
mm-hmm.
Artiste.
Artiste. Last time you went to an Elysium, it was at the Art Institute, and you spent the entire time in the Impressionist wing, and like 2 people were just staring and ranting at a couple of these paintings, and just indecipherable. They were talking about like light refraction and pigments, and it just meaningless.
And Sal just was looking at one point, just interjected. You know, I like the one that's just a bunch of staticky TVs stacked up on top of each other, making a little collage. That was cool. And then they just look at me.
You get like one person back is just like, ugh, modern art. Just not a fan. Unpopular opinion. There's at least one other person who agreed with you there. Probably whoever actually whoever was the patron of that particular artist at some point, but
Yeah.
you know, still get shit for that every once in a while.
Yeah.
Constance, what's the convent like this morning, or rather this evening?
I think we have like shared rooms. It's probably not like a ton of space. Definitely like converted a like back room into a quarters basically. Definitely windowless whatnot. Probably multiple sisters to a room depending on who's needed where.
Mm-hmm.
I think things are maybe a little bit like nerves, excitement, or whatever. Constance is pretty like she really doesn't care for this sort of thing. It's not. She's pretty neutral on it, to be honest. She's very goal oriented. So this
Makes
whole thing
sense.
is just like, this is just what I have to do. This is just what I have to do to, you know, make connections.
Right. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
All business, no fun.
Mm-hmm. Do you do any preparations before, like, steeling yourself to get going?
She does prayer. She does prayer before she gets going every morning.
You're probably not alone.
Yes, yeah. Is not uncommon. But other than that, like, she gets ready as usual. She doesn't really do anything for her appearance. She puts on her habit, makes sure everything's in order, and she's just ready.
I think while you're preparing, or even as you're leaving, Brother John approaches you and is just like, yes, and I will be your escort this evening to Elysium. I've decided, the mother and I have decided to keep an eye on things at Elysium and make sure that it's a crowd worth pleasing, so to speak.
Does she think me not capable?
Oh, no, it's not that. We're just simply adding some insurance.
If it's mother's will, then so be it.
Wonderful.
Does not smile at him at all.
Reasonable.
Very blank face.
He's basically going to be tailing you the entire way, very closely.
A little distance, if you would please.
Oh.
You're on my heels.
I did not think heels were a regular part of the uniform, but...
My literal heels. My
No, I
heels
understand.
are a part of our anatomy.
Yeah. All of you are free to hunt before you go if you want to. If you feel that being so hungry may be unseemly. But that is why we have an Elysium, after all, to provide. Silas, where do you wake up?
I assume that we have like a little safe house
Sure.
that is probably, I would say, 3 rooms, but the rooms are all very small.
Mm-hmm.
Like a place for cooking, a place for sleeping, and a place for shitting.
Very,
That's it.
very Fallout bunker.
Yeah.
It honestly, now I think it probably is like an old bunker.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Put under like some paranoid's house, like in the 60s.
Yeah.
That was since acquired by the Order. Is your mentor there with you, or kind of out and about?
It's probably, the start of both of our days, since the start of both of our days is at night, generally.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Yeah. So he's trying to... Tell me if this is inaccurate for your vision of this character. But very, like, coffee and newspaper. Sitting very, like, posture straight at the table. I'm imagining, like, not like a lengthy beard, but like a relatively trimmed, like, kind of graying, like a George Lucas beard, if that makes sense.
Sure. I had actually thought completely differently. What
were you thinking?
Like kind of a younger woman, actually, like older than Silas.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, and I like the idea for her is like old Victorian, but a cop.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe more of a tea person.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, morning routine. Getting everything ready. Very practical. Maybe be a good way to put it.
Probably, yeah.
Washes the dishes immediately after using them. And is very much like, right, you've got the thing tonight, right?
Yes.
Right. And you're clear up. We're not. Just be.
I will
Not
be,
you, but not you.
I will be as under the radar as I can feasibly be.
Okay. Good. That good. That. Mm-hmm. All right.
Right. Can I go now? Do you need to?
No, it's.
Do we gotta?
She's like visibly nervous. Yeah. That. Mm-hmm. Just tell me how it goes, and don't be afraid to leave if you need to, or if you feel threatened, or just take care of yourself.
As far as I understand, it is a safe place, and should remain so.
The nightclub full of vampires is a safe place.
I'm just saying. I mean, I've still got my boot knife and the knife inside of my boot, both.
Sure.
But I'll be all right.
All right.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you. And good luck to you with your hunts tonight. All right, I'm gonna dip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good luck. See ya.
Oh, this is
Closes the door
gonna be
very
a lot of
quickly.
This is gonna be fun.
Sylvia,
Hello.
what's the setup?
Oh boy, you know she's spending extended time picking out her outfit. 100%, she spends her time. Most of it is already pretty much set up by Victor himself. It's Victor Moreno. I should list out for the recording and for the other players, is the human who actually runs Tartarus. But while he may run it, Sylvia is definitely the face of the club. It's pretty much completely set up by the time she awakens. It is listed as closed for private events outside, so there is no entry without a special, let's say, ticket.
So, have you invited a select number of mortals?
A select, yes. I'd say no more than 30, 35.
Okay. Are they being kept like like? Are you doing like a multiple floors
Oh,
and passes
absolutely,
system?
I am.
Okay.
The VIP lounge area is definitely the feed area.
Gotcha.
There
Okay.
are some that roam on the like the floor itself, just kind of for a quick like. I hate to say like sip and go, but
Sipping.
That's how it is.
it's kind of how it works. The VIP lounge is where the main majority shall be.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Are you attempting to develop a particular kind of atmosphere? This is not the first time you do it. Are you doing anything particularly different or interesting, or are you mostly trying to like adhere and like try and build a strong brand?
That is a very good question. I'm a bit different than, let's say, Tremere or Toreador Elysium, where it is a lot more like, I don't want to say gung ho, but it's just very like to the point. There's no like frills with this thing. It is, you come in, you get fed, you make your acquaintances, and you go.
Makes sense.
It is a safe haven, of course,
Has to
but
be.
it does.
Of course
It's
it is.
a once in a blue moon sort of event. To pretty much, I use it more for tallying who is still within my domain.
Makes sense.
That is my main goal.
You've definitely been putting yourself on the map somewhat more recently. Not just with the Elysiums in general, but I think your domain has started to develop something of a reputation. There aren't a lot of Malkavians with significant domains in the area. And
That's fair.
beyond Sun himself, the Primogen, you've probably got either one of or rivaling the largest Malkavian domain in Chicago currently.
Wonderful.
So keeping track of all of your subjects, so to speak, seems like it would be a valuable use of your time.
Absolutely. This is more a social event for me, more than others, I'd like to imagine.
I'd like to think you don't get a lot of... New faces are notable.
Yes.
Likely. Just because they're... While your area is fairly large, and you get a decent attendance at your Elysiums. Most of the people who were new the first time were then friendly faces the second time.
Correct.
You gained a lot of attention for the first, and then after that you've kind of got a consistent attendance, so to speak. Do you invite any particular kind of mortals? Is it like regular club attendance? How do you prune your snacks?
That's a very good question. It's from all walks.
You got variety. It's important.
Of course. I try to keep a good stock, depending on everyone's feed variety.
Mm-hmm.
So
do you
I
have
try to
any
get from all walks of life.
additional kind of rules for your Elysiums as opposed to the standard everyone's allowed, no fighting?
You may not drink someone dry.
All right. Good to know.
I think
you've gotten a little bit of pushback on that on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, like, probably a Bruja Anarch that has been in regular attendance has been very much like, I want to.
Yes. I know you would like to, but I'm afraid not.
Also
When you're
manages
on the
to
ground.
slip out before any of the
Camarilla sneak in.
not so much sneak in as much as notice to try and tail them. He manages to leave Elysium at extremely convenient times
I see.
for his own safety. Yeah. When does everyone arrive? And how promptly, maybe, is the best determination of when one would arrive.
Can I also pose one question?
Please do.
How many Elysiums of mine has everyone attended?
Every single
If any.
one. Every single one.
Sal is there always.
Sal
That's
is
what
all
I
the
like
time.
to hear.
I think Constance is too new to have gone to many, if any at all. This might be her first.
That's what
It
I'm
doesn't have to
thinking.
be Elysium of like entire Chicago, just Sylvia's.
Sylvia's.
Yes.
I guess that also depends on how often Sylvia holds Elysium.
This
It
would have
sounds
been a more recent development of hers.
Probably
Okay.
last couple months.
Yeah.
I don't remember how long we said Constance had now been here.
I think a few weeks, maybe not quite a
weeks.
month.
So that is entirely your call.
Okay.
You probably had the opportunity to go to one.
As like you just got here, though, probably.
Yeah, she probably wouldn't have really been fully able to attend then. She probably would have been getting her footing and not quite.
It would
Ready
make
to-
a lot of sense if you attended a Primogen Elysium. Probably as a group with your other convent members to present yourselves to Kevin Jackson,
Right.
the prince.
Yeah. So definitely not like her very first Elysium, but probably the first of yours.
The first local Elysium.
Right.
Yeah, Silas has been to exactly 0,
Mm-hmm.
so this would be the first.
And I have to imagine you haven't presented yourself to Prince Kevin Jackson, Silas.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. That makes sense to me,
I
personally.
I like my life where it is in my body.
Fair.
Your unlife.
Hey, you don't even know who your sire is. They'd be willing to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Would they?
Yeah, because they need to be able to find your sire. He didn't ask.
Absolutely.
Or she, or they. Who knows?
So I can get, so that we both can get killed.
Yeah, but at least you'll get to
Pretty
live a
much.
little first, and maybe if you make yourself useful enough. There aren't a lot of gangrel with the with Camarilla anymore for
Reasons.
redacted.
Reasons.
There's a couple. There's a few gangrel still around. Sheriff's a
The
gangrel.
old wolves.
Oh, fun.
Most sheriffs are
I need-
gangrel.
I need a
sounds
very
about
quick
right.
bathroom break, but I will be right
Please
back.
do.
Silas, have I met you before?
I don't believe so.
Not
Okay.
voluntarily, maybe.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, have you introduced yourself to me in my region?
No.
Okay. That is fair. I will write this down.
Sylvia, how's your whisper network? Because you've got
I have
a number of
some.
thrall, at least.
I
in
have a
the
few.
Victor, certainly. Do you have any other, like, ghouls, specifically?
Maybe one or two through my herd.
Reasonable. And other than that, you are connected to the Malkavian cobweb fairly strongly.
I am, yes.
So, how attractive are you? That's not how I wanted to
I'm
phrase that.
very attractive.
You're very
I am
attractive.
offended.
How attracted to your domain are most Chicago Malkavians?
I would say it is definitely more of a friendlier zone.
Sure.
It's probably not as heavy with Malkavians as the Primogen.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But-
relevant for Sun's domain is that a few Malkavians have actually been leaving his domain recently. They've been just kind of interested in exploring other avenues. And I think you've gotten some senses over the Cobweb network in general that you might have a couple new friends in your own area. May have excommunicated from Sun's domain somewhat.
Mm-hmm. I welcome them all with open arms. Who am I to deny them?
Exactly. Yes.
Sylvia,
Yes.
is it? And this is me trying to like remind myself. Is it your intention to be Primogen of Chicago, or is it to just be like a higher echelon?
My regular, what's the proper word for it? Ambition? Yes, my ambition is to become Chicago's Malkavian region.
Okay.
So, I don't know if this may help that question or not, is that there is a prince, and then the prince has a council on which sit the Primogen. It is the Primogen Council. And typically on the Primogen Council is a representative from every clan beholden to the Camarilla.
Okay. That is very
Occasionally that is different. So sometimes there can be multiple, like if the prince so desires, there can be multiple representatives from any given clan. There can be no representatives from any given clan. Information Sylvia knows, there is not currently a Tremere Primogen. And with the added note of there is not a seat for a Tremere Primogen. Kevin Jackson is not
Because-
interested in having
Yeah.
a Tremere Primogen.
That's what I like to see.
But there is a Gangrel Sheriff, but no Gangrel Primogen.
Primogen, yes.
So no one is advising, no one from Gangrel is advising Kevin Jackson, but he has a Gangrel on staff. So
He
to
still
speak.
has connection.
Which I think leads into a lovely additional question for everyone before we gather all at this lovely party that Sylvia is throwing for everyone. What is everyone's desire for tonight? So desires, mechanically, they are right underneath ambitions on your character sheets. And it's a more immediate goal. It's what do you want now? What do you want tonight?
Relaxation, sense of safety, I guess. Sense of home, I guess, is what Sal really wants, you know? If you know what I
Sure.
mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, fuck, it's been a long couple of weeks. Jeffrey has made Sal go to too many jazz and blues clubs over the past couple days.
And they're not getting better.
Not a,
Talent pool in Chicago for blues and jazz is just like kind of suffering right now.
is it? No, it's not that they're bad. It's just Jeffrey ruins it. Jeffrey ruins it all because he talks over it every single fucking time. He heckles the performers. He's
Just a complete dillweed.
Yeah. He philosophizes about the music being played.
Definitely criticizes the performers for expressing their suffering through music. Like very much like, you don't have anything to fucking cry about.
Yeah.
You haven't lived 300 lives
You
like
haven't
me.
suffered enough.
I tell you, back in the days, he starts going on about the 50s.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Me and my friends traveled all across the United States. No money whatsoever. These people have been living off their parents' money forever. They don't know anything.
Pays tab in Annabelle's money.
Asshole.
Yeah, he's that guy. Wow, yeah,
Make a guy Jeffrey edition.
Make a guy, Jeffrey edition.
Make up a guy.
I made a guy, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
We made a guy, comrade. Constance, what's your desire for this evening?
Stop being hungry.
Yeah.
Would be nice.
That's completely reasonable. Are you worried at all about being hungry before you get there?
Not overly much. And if she does feel a little bit of nerves about it, she doesn't show it, like, at all.
Reasonable.
I guess secondly is also just touch base with Sylvia.
Sounds good. Silas, what do you want tonight?
I just really quickly want to say I laughed when you first asked that question. Because my ambition, I wrote as Vampire the Manslaughter.
I read that. I was going to ask, the ambition does have to be a definable goal, and by Vampire the Manslaughter, do you mean diablerize a vampire?
Maybe.
So it does have to be concrete.
Yeah.
It can just be kill a vampire.
I think that's really what it is.
Yeah. Just like dabblerization would be nice.
That's
complex.
But that's like the Kickstarter extra tier goals.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, I mean, if you complete your ambition, you get another one.
Oh, fantastic.
And honestly, it would make more sense because usually ambitions carry over from mortality. So, having it be kill a vampire, you probably, I don't know how aware you are of diablerie as a concept.
I don't know.
You've probably heard about it. It's probably something you are vaguely familiar as a thing that the Night Stalkers do.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they eat each other sometimes? That's weird.
That's weird.
Humans don't eat each other.
But that's like a weird vampire thing.
Yeah. I would never do that, probably.
Yeah, but humans don't eat each other.
Coughs. Clears throat.
Cries in Catholic.
Yeah.
Something, sacraments, transubstantiation, something.
Oh. I think my desire tonight would probably be like get an in with Sylvia if possible to ensure my own safety.
Absolutely. That seems good. Very definable. How familiar are you with the traditions? Like the masquerade and domain and the embrace, etc.
I'm sure that there were like classes that I was supposed to take, or maybe Vanessa spoke to me about it at one point. Did I pay attention to any of it? No.
And it's probably based on like a document you found from the 1700s.
Yeah, like written in French or something. Like I don't know. This is boring. The fun part is the killing of the vampires. That's why I'm here.
Sure. Excellent.
What is the use of history? All the history I need is the history of combat.
Why would you need history when dealing with a group of people who live for thousands of years?
I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I mean, their technology is so unsophisticated to ours, right? Like.
Yeah, sure. They don't use like helicopters or drones or anything.
It was good.
Definitely not. Welcome back. Is Adonis done eating trash?
Oh my god. He's insatiable. I don't understand him.
Was it plastic? They love plastic.
Napkin.
Napkin. Napkin also good.
What an animal.
Literally acts like I don't feed him.
Silas, are you planning on hunting before you go to Elysium?
No.
No? Okay. Sylvia, do you eat before your guests get here?
I think it's in bad manners if she does.
Understandable. You gotta show yourself partaking with the people.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is just bad manners if she does.
All right. Good to know.
So she just oversees things to be finished.
In that case, I think there are like a few kindred like waiting, like they are ready to go.
Oh, that's funny.
Outside of Elysium, probably mixed in with like the mortals with invites somewhat. You are definitely seeing a kindred give like this extremely hyped, definitely on Molly, clubber like some hungry eyes.
God.
These folks are prepared for your cool party. Others more timid, more nervous. Some you don't see any new faces in those waiting. They wouldn't be that excited quite away.
I can't see faces.
Right.
I cannot see
Forgot
faces.
about that. You don't see any new clothes.
Perfect. No new scents.
No. Similar fashion outfits. And you've got someone at the door taking names, I assume. So. Excellent. How and when would you all like to arrive? It would make sense to me if Constance and Brother John got there fairly early.
Yeah.
They're there for political reasons.
Certainly not like the first at the door, but prompt. Certainly.
Also somewhat notable. I think a couple of the other club goers aren't sure whether the two of you are genuine or if this is like a fit for you, the both of you. I think like from the looks you get the determinate like there's a like let's say it's the Molly ridden 20-somethings clubber in like leather jacket and boots who's kind of like eyeing the two of you and like sees Brother John and is just like that looks like a priest, and looks at you and is just like You look like a club goer who's dressed as a nun. And like, but the two of you are together, so he cannot reconcile the two of you together. I
think if anything, Sylvia likes it that way.
Yeah.
Or not Sylvia. God, Constance.
Absolutely.
I mean, but yeah, also. But I'm sure Sylvia's into it.
Oh, absolutely.
You kind of
brain.
catch John, like, sneering at this kid. Like, not interested. Relevantly, John's apparent age is probably in his, like, mid to upper 30s. Not like dad bod, pretty fit, like,
Dad bod who works out and bikes a lot.
Yeah. Kind of a, I was gonna say a John Grisham vibe, but I don't know if that... I don't actually know what John Grisham looks like.
Wait.
Furious typing.
John Grisham's a mystery novel author.
I mean, I guess.
What does he look like? I legitimately
Old?
don't know what he looks like.
Like, I mean, like older than 35.
There are some pictures of him looking a little younger, but I'm sure that those are from, like, maybe a couple years back.
Okay, John Grisham definitely gives off the vibe I'm thinking about, though.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of ruggishly handsome, but put together.
Sure. Yeah.
Which I guess is just handsome.
Yeah. Like the kind of person who would hand you a pamphlet.
God. Are you bringing those to my
that could
party?
be a lot of people.
That can be a lot of people. The type of person who would who would be standing outside of like a Presbyterian church and give you a pamphlet.
Literally, I was on the same page. I was having literal memories as we were talking about it of just like going into churches and there's always the one guy off to the side handing out the like bills for that day's that day's sermon.
Yeah.
It's like and of course he hugs all those.
Or would it be at all like those people who stand by the books, those book stands all around the loop? You know those people with the religious books?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
God.
Those
The
are
one
almost
dude with
always
the microphone.
witnesses. Usually witnesses.
Yeah.
But yeah. That kind, maybe not quite that. He's the kind of person who would show up to a pro-life rally.
Perfect.
Oh, brother.
We just keep digging the hole.
Yeah. Look, this is the
gonna
character.
I'm gonna try. I don't think Constance likes this. I don't think she outright hates him, but like I think she just also really doesn't like him.
Well, like history-wise, he's a busybody. Is one of the big things. Is he's
too clingy.
He really enjoys ingratiating himself with Mother Superior. Deeply, like nothing gives him greater joy than to be told he's done a good job by Mother Superior specifically.
So just like a total brown nose.
Yeah.
Like
he actually has like every letter that she has signed and sent to him like arranged in like his little area, sorted by date. Like also the kind of person, like, he's a snitch is what he is. He is constantly writing letters back to Mother Superior, and unlike the way he looks at everyone else in the convent, he's obviously writing about all of you to her.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And he's keeping a very close eye on you tonight.
Annoying. Cool.
Very much so. And he's just harshing the vibe, too. Like, he is, like, by the time you and he, like, the bouncer brings up the velvet rope. Is it a purple velvet rope? I'm suddenly interested in the details of this velvet rope. What's the interior design color scheme for Tartarus?
Honestly, like deep violets, reds.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Plush,
black
warm
with like
tones.
hints of like rusted gold.
Sure. Yeah. Like, yeah, you're definitely leaning into the kind of indulgent vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a
Makes a
bit
lot of
more
sense.
luxurious of a nightclub than just a
Mhm.
standard.
What kind of stage accommodations? Is this a jazz band at the back of the... Not necessarily jazz band. Is it like DJ stand? Is this like guy on his laptop in the corner and all the stage space has been taken up by stripper poles? Like, what kind of performance vibe are you trying to give off for the most part?
There's a DJ.
DJ. Okay.
Yeah.
In-house? Someone you get
Yes.
regular? You've got a resident DJ? Nice.
Yes.
Kindred?
Who's probably almost certainly a ghoul.
Ghoul. Okay. One of yours or just someone you know?
I think it'd be interesting if it was mine.
Okay. Can we give this person a name?
Yes. Give me 2 seconds to pull up the name generator.
While you do that, yeah, Constance.
You gotta
Thumping
give
music.
him a DJ name, though.
DJ name generator. DJ Bloodsuck.
No.
Just DJ Suck.
DJ Suck.
SDCC.
DJ Suck is really good. Stage name. That's what he releases on Bandcamp as.
DJ Suck.
Or if you would like to otherwise gender this DJ. DJ Suck. Goth club, dark vibes. Nothing too harsh. I don't think we're going full industrial tonight, probably. Trying to maintain a friendly but like pretty moody atmospheric vibe. We want to keep people dancing is the big thing here.
Alright.
So we're not going
I
hard
think
into
I figured
techno.
the name.
Yeah?
I'm gonna rate it in the TARDIS res, like
Sure.
the bottom.
Yeah. Glenn Santiago. That's a good DJ name.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is definitely not one of
I'll give him a
Glenn's
DJ
like
name.
is it not are we not going with DJ Suck?
No.
Okay. That's
Too
reasonable.
much. It's too much.
It's too much. This is definitely not one of Glenn's more expressive sets. He usually tries to go pretty hard. He takes his art fairly seriously. Definitely a little bit on the weirder side. Like, I think part of the reason he was attracted to this club and to you is, like, he's got some tics. And I think the way he expressed it to you is just, like, the music helps him think. So he's not doing anything super out there like he may... Because he also knows, because you told him, that you're prepared for Elysium. This is not his first Elysium. Maybe keep the weird stuff for a different night. We're going for a people-pleasing set this evening.
Still a nice
Oh,
but,
yeah.
like, not
all
not so
oonts.
dark and grindy.
Yeah, all oonts, fewer like sampled train wrecks from Quebec.
Yeah.
We're not going ham into the set that's like entirely constructed out of sounds modified from the B movie soundtrack. Like
You wouldn't even understand that.
no, it's just we're solid dark techno tonight.
Mm-hmm.
There are toreadors in attendance.
Right.
We don't need-
Hey, he's actually pretty. He's got some notoriety among like a couple of the younger toreador, a couple of the toreadors that like grew up in like the late 70s, early 80s. Really got into like house music, like when it was still kind of disco. So it's more of a it's a thing. It's what he's going for, and it's fine. It's moody. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Brother
Just
John
Lost
hates it.
Generation.
Brother John is like
Gregorian
eyeing
chants or
everyone
nothing.
like laser beams, like just like managing to look down on everyone even though he's not taller than everyone.
Brother John, I do bid you to relax. You're making everyone uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable. I don't know
Then
why every
perhaps
Elysium.
You shouldn't be here. If
No,
you're
I
uncomfortable.
I'm
Are
going
you
to
going
get
to put?
a drink.
Oh, this is already starting off strong.
I'll be fine.
I do hope so. You better not put this in jeopardy.
I promise I will do what's best for everyone. And he starts, like, scanning the room for someone who looks tolerable. One
Sal
kind of
walks
like...
in.
Wait, what?
Sal arrives at this moment, and Brother John just like, biggest eye roll you have ever seen. I think you've met.
Funny.
And I think you skated the front of the parsonage at some point. Trying to get some sick shot.
I cut in front of a toreador just to tell them to fuck off. I think an actor, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, biggest eye roll possible as John goes to find someone to bite. Constance, you see Sal. I don't know if you've met before.
No. Sal just takes a look at the nun and says, "You're new." Looks away and starts looking for Sylvia.
Good observation. You're not new?
No. Looks for Sylvia.
Sylvia, are you around? Do you make an entrance at Elysium typically, or are you like there from the start, like welcoming people?
I think it would be easier if she did welcome people in.
All right.
Because that's how she keeps a good track.
Yeah, absolutely.
She has quite a good memory. So she knows everyone who's come in.
Mm. So I'm guessing you find Sal, probably.
So, I mean, it could possibly be that Sylvia is talking to someone, though, as you're walking in.
Of course. I think there's, one of the other older Malkavians was, like, pretty early in line. I think she's in line frequently, very often. She really likes to get in here as soon as you can. She doesn't do a lot of participating, but she likes to talk to you for a little bit and, like, do what's going on. She's typically not super verbal. But having a little conversation at the beginning of Elysium helps, like, soothe her nerves a little bit.
Sal sees that Sylvia's talking to someone, wants to interrupt, but is like, no, I would do that for somebody else. No, not this time. Looks back to Constance. All right, well, it's you and me. What's your story?
That's rather familiar of you.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, look, we're all in this together now. Might as well be up front, shouldn't we?
Fair enough. Sister Constance. And you?
Sal. Call me Sal.
Sal.
And sister. So full. We're talking full sister, right?
I'm not faking it.
That is fascinating.
I'm glad you think so.
Nobody thinks so. People from the church. Look, I've met people who have crippling fear. I have met new bloods who have crippling fears of crosses, and hell, I just didn't think that religious figures became kindred. I thought they just burst into flames. To be honest.
That is a woeful stereotype. One born from belief going into kindredship. It's only myth that makes it seem so real.
Oh, I know. But the thing is that you you don't understand the power. I don't think you understand the power of belief when it
Oh.
comes to a lot of people, especially kindred who believe that something will kill
I mean, it's a fear for a reason, right? It had to all start somewhere.
them.
I'm well aware that people's fears and beliefs are in and of themselves self-fulfilling prophecies.
Do you fear God, though? I
Hmm.
remember Dad used to go all about it. Do you fear God?
I find the fear model to be lacking. So no, I don't.
How very non-evangelical of you. I think we might get along.
I think
So
you'll find that my views are not so simplistic as the typical human standards can be.
I'm happy to hear that. So, what do you do when no one's looking?
Sorry. This is good. This is good.
That presumes that there are times when no one is looking.
Good answer.
But if
Someone's
you,
always
then
looking.
as long as you don't fear whoever's looks up, then you don't have anything to worry about. So, what do you do when then?
My behavior doesn't change.
Hmm.
Whatever I do while out in public is exactly as I would do on my own. Barring, that is, the rules of the Camarilla.
So you said your name is Constance, right?
Sister Constance?
Yes, Sister Constance. Forgive me. I honestly think you'll go far in the Camarilla. And honestly, I pray for you. And if I had not been constantly bombarded with very poor teachings from my parents, I would probably say God bless you, but no. I think you will go far in the camera. I think you will go far in the Camarilla. And that might not, and whether or not that's a good or bad thing is completely up to you.
I will take it as the compliment I think it is. Sal. What is it that you do again?
Oh, right. Pulls out the skateboard. This for the most part.
Oh, how amusing.
Amusing.
Ooh.
Best, most radical thing ever.
I think, okay, just like as a note, I think that is the specific terminology most other Toreadors is just like, oh, how amusing.
So I think you might get along with most Toreadors too.
I find some of their tendencies a bit too self-indulgent at points.
Douchey?
You'll have to forgive me, I'm not familiar with the terminology.
I suppose you wouldn't. You're gonna learn a lot of things. I will keep an eye out for you because, you know what? Maybe you're uptight, but opposites attract. You seem kind of cool. I am going to go into a corner now because I do not want to talk to a lot of people tonight. I will keep an eye out for you though. Sister Constance, finger guns. What disappears into the corner.
Welcome to
Just does like
Chicago.
I think Sister Constance just blinks and then looks to see if Sylvia's still talking to anyone.
I think by this time she's stopped.
Sylvia, would you mind just describing your appearance in maybe a bit more detail?
Oh boy. Rubs my greasy little palms together. No,
you're undead. Your
that.
palms don't produce grease anymore.
That is also very fair.
Dry.
My ashy palms together.
Cold. Cold ass.
Very cold. Oh,
Lotion.
it's. I hate to say that it would be like really stereotypical Victorian vibes, but it is really stereotypical Victorian vibe.
It's popular for a reason.
We're talking like the mermaid sort of skirt where it's like kind of form-fitting around the hips, waist, and just flares out at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing but lace, nothing but rough.
Fun.
But it has a dark green color scheme to it.
Have you gone with the corset? Like got that
Oh,
very
absolutely.
oh yeah, the
darling.
hourglass shape.
Absolutely.
Mm.
An old classic of mine.
How old were you when you turned? What's your
I was
apparent age?
34.
Prime.
34 years old.
Excellent.
Hair's done up somewhat nicely, but there's a few loose curls that have fallen down. By the side of her cheek, in the back. She's very well put together for a Malkavian.
Sounds like it.
You'd almost mistake her.
I was about to say, I think so. Sal and Sister Constance, you may note that a reasonable amount of the attendance is, what's the nicest way to put it? Not trying super hard when it comes to like what Sylvia said basically is that like she's very well put together and a lot of her domain is Malkavians and a lot of them are not. A lot of them are trying somewhat because they like Sylvia and they like the Elysium and they like Tartarus, so they're at least wearing like a dress or like maybe a suit. Malkavians are exactly the kind of person who would have a button undone or like shifted one down.
Yes.
Hair's maybe like curled somewhat. Some loose strands going on. They're
Maybe
really
some
trying.
flashing patterns, but
Sure.
little eccentricities. They would be seen as very like fashionable among like certain specific walkways, but
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fashion forward. Very, very fashion forward. Or backward. Who knows? One of the two.
shabby chic.
Yeah. Also, if contrasts to other Elysiums, not as extravagant, I would assume, probably.
No.
Sylvia. A little tighter knit, quieter. Just not as huge and much more like I'm gonna keep using the word local, like capital L local.
Yes.
In that like this is very much for Sylvia and her domain, and like visitors are welcome certainly, but like this is our block party.
Exactly.
Sylvia, you're free.
I am free.
Does Sylvia prefer like what type of title does she like to go by? What is her preference?
Lady, mistress, Ms., whatever you desire.
Does she like Baroness?
I think she
That
would
would be
actually
presumptuous.
that. I think she stays away from
Away
that.
from that.
If only because the implication there is anarch.
Okay.
Baron and Baroness are usually the titles reserved for anarch leaders.
While she may have been a baroness, but
Right. So
she is not Josephine anymore.
Got it.
While correct, maybe
Curious.
inaccurate. Previously correct.
She would
Yeah.
probably very politely change your mind. Correct you, if politely, of course. For I am a proper lady. She's, I think, looking around now to see new faces And she probably has Victor nearby her. And she sees one person, and she kind of nods her head towards one person, and Victor leans and whispers something in her ear, and she does the ah. And I think she would walk over to Sal and Sister Constance. Sal, my darling, a pleasure to see you. Kind of grabs you by the shoulder, both of your cheeks.
Mistress, please, the cheeks.
Aw.
Forgive me. I just couldn't help myself every time I see you, darling. How
Yeah,
have you been?
It's great to see you two. Fine. Too much jazz. Can still hear the trumpets.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, how are you doing? Mother of all creation, creator of all things, mother to us all. How are you? You look stunning
Darling,
today, by the
you're
way.
too kind. Thank you. I've been wonderful. Things have been on the up and up here, if I must say so myself.
Yes,
I'm quite excited.
a lot more people than usual.
I know, I'm a mite surprised myself. Speaking of new faces, I don't seem to recognize your scent. And she looks to Sister Constance.
Lady Canto, I believe we've made only a very brief acquaintance. I am Sister Constance, sent by
Ah.
Mother Superior.
Yes, I do remember passing. Well, it's a pleasure to finally meet you formally, may I say.
The pleasure is all mine.
I hear quite good things, and I am excited to see the good that comes from it.
I do so hope that the church has a positive effect here in your domain.
I've nothing but the utmost respect for those of the cloak and the clergy.
Constance, you'll notice as Sylvia has now entered the conversation, Sal has sort of is a bit standing up straight more, perhaps. Like, you know, they do not look like they're about to interrupt you or roll their eyes at any crap you might spiel that would otherwise get an eye roll from her. She's almost respectful right now, somehow.
Wow!
Almost. Perfect.
Amazing. It's, appreciated, I'm sure. We do feel honored to have received your invitation to tonight's Elysium. We've been rather interested in you and your domain, and all within it.
Ah.
And I would just like to express our collective thanks for the warm welcome.
Oh, but of course. You are always welcome here in Tartar, sister. And if you need anything at all, you but need only ask. Now, enjoy Elysium. Enjoy Tartars. Help yourself to whatever you see available. Do you need
Bless you.
anything else?
I believe that is all for now, but I will certainly keep your generous offers in mind.
Much appreciated. Now, if you excuse me, a few more new guests at the door.
The
I'll be
brouhaha
seeing you
is
around.
like really trying to avoid your gaze as they like come around. They're trying to skirt the other side of the crowd.
I think she catches it. She can't see faces, but she can see movement still.
Very distinctive denim jacket.
Exactly.
We'll talk later, right?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Good. Good. Yeah.
Now, Brian, come back
Uh,
here,
sh-
darling.
Hi. Hey.
Hello.
Sylvia.
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing
I'm
tonight?
wonderful. How are you? I almost
Great.
missed you.
I'm doing great, Sylvia.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Truly.
Mhm.
We don't have to keep that going. I just wanted to do that.
No, that's good.
Body language. I love your body language, Cole.
Yeah. I crave being at a table with people again. One day.
Why are you sleeping there? Okay, whatever.
Silas, when are you planning on getting there?
I feel like what is fashionably late to fashionably late?
Late.
Inappropriately late.
Yeah.
I think
Probably
that
like midnight or later.
Yeah.
Because it probably begins. You probably want to start Elysium pretty quick after moonrise.
Right, you only have
Yeah.
nighttime.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like 9:30.
Do you have a policy on letting people sleep in Tartarus or not?
I'm okay with it. I'm getting a phone call right now, so I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
Oops.
This is fun.
Excited. This is probably going to be tonight's session. Is just this.
Getting everyone introduced.
that's
A little
totally
interaction.
fine.
Just give some people some space to inhabit their characters and get to know each other and get some stuff set up. It's a really nice keyboard. I feel good about it. I feel good about my purchases. That's always nice.
I wonder if this is the appropriate time to step for a hot second.
Yeah, it might be. Let's take 5.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm
I'll
gonna
be back
refill my
in
water
5.
and also P.S. I can't talk right now. I'm making piss.
God.
There's a Vine, right? I think maybe a TikTok. I don't know.
I
I think it
some
predates
meme video.
TikTok.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome. We're taking 5.
Okay. I was just asked out to karaoke for this weekend. I was like, okay.
Interesting. All right. Have fun. Oh yeah, that's gonna be starting again, huh? Like people going to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll be right back. I've acquired a skull, so I'm 10% more goth now.
Perfect.
More spooky.
Did we want to have like BGM during this or not?
I don't currently.
That's fine.
We absolutely. Do you have something in mind?
No, absolutely not.
I could just throw on the Vampire Club music playlist and make it very quiet.
1 second.
Do you have an idea?
No, not mine. You can just
sure?
do it. Yeah, I can't find it.
Okay.
I was gonna put on some crappy old NES disco music, but
Funny.
oh, it'd be silly.
It's going to be very quiet in the background of the recording, hopefully. See how that goes. We'll see how that sounds. I usually like to have music. When I re-listen to episodes, if there isn't background music, I usually listen to some.
Mm-hmm.
I did that with Kyla, too. Whenever we would have music, I would like throw on like Breath of the Wild soundtrack or something.
That's funny.
Yeah. This is how I'll GM from now on.
God.
Ha! How many of you would quit if my GMing was identical, except I talk like this with a skull?
I'd be charmed for a while.
Maybe
I
the
think
better
I'd make
question is
more
how
time
long?
for it.
How long would it take you to quit?
Oh god.
2 sessions.
2. Maybe like half of one.
God. I just couldn't take it seriously.
I think it must. My mic just like must filter out like taps. Because
Yeah, something about it just doesn't. Yeah.
weird.
Just
That's
doesn't
super
hear it.
weird. Because it's loud.
Maybe it's just a specific type of loud. He doesn't like it.
Yeah. And it's not like I've got like NVIDIA filtering or anything in it. I just need this to
Type
be
of
in
loud.
frame. There we go.
Yeah, happy
Background
pride.
skull.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect my existence or expect my resistance. Yeah.
Stop it. Stop the bit.
This does not need an answer necessarily, but I'm suddenly amused by the thought of, is Brother John a homophobe?
Oh no.
Okay, 2 thoughts.
Oh. Oh.
Because there's a lot of ways we could go with that. Okay, what?
There doesn't have to be an answer. Like,
Okay, so blanket answer, yes.
Perfect.
oh my god.
Uh,
Alright, perfect. I'm
Second
making Sylvia
answer, I
with
don't
only
actually-
women tonight.
my second thought was like, okay, yes, and also he's closeted. But I don't actually. Bad, actually. That was my second thought. And I don't think we're doing that.
Fair enough.
Making out with only women tonight. Got it. Sister Constance, what's good?
Well, who he may or may not be horny for is going to be very different from who he thinks he should feed on.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. It's mostly just making myself laugh thinking about it, but
He's having a hard time in the convent. Honestly, it's hard being a homophobe around a bunch of horny nuns.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
Or he's just like got the blinders on, right? Like
Just tries not to acknowledge it.
I think he sent
Kinda.
like one tentatively worded letter to Mother Superior about it, and as soon as she was just like, I don't see the problem, he's just like, all right, I do not see it. I do not see it.
I do not see.
Mhm. I do not look, therefore I do not see.
I do not going to watch all the nuns drinking
See.
each other's blood. Not, I do not see it.
See no evil.
See
See
no
no evil. See no evil.
Damn.
Turn the other cheek. No, not this way.
Not this
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
I forgot it was feeding night.
Every night is feeding night.
Every night. Oh my god.
I think it's also not uncommon that if any given member of the convent drinks maybe more than they anticipated or expected, that they're gonna share because they want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're very hungry. I'm not very hungry. Let's change this situation.
Balance.
Hungry, by the way?
Also, it might very likely that most other kindred don't know about that. Don't know that you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they would probably be a little wigged out by it. Just the
I'm
idea
fine
of
with also, yeah.
feeding
I
from
don't.
each other so openly would be very not like
So openly and often.
yeah, it's not like an abomination. It would just be like a faux pas, right?
Right. Yeah.
It would be like how like straight people would react to, this is maybe a bad analogy, to react to the idea that like a certain group of people exclusively has anal sex. Like, it wouldn't be bad, it would just be like odd and kind of off-putting if you
Oh,
if
you
you
do
were
that?
if you were a prude, right? Like
Right.
God.
very weird analogy.
I mean,
An attempt was made.
It's the first thing that came out the top of my head.
Okay.
Silas, you're here. No, you're not here. You're not here yet. Shut up. You're
Well,
not here yet. Someone else has
Get
to
out.
arrive before you. Sorry. Because you're arriving. Because you're arriving very late.
I was
Um,
thinking if it starts at 9, I'll get there at like 10:30.
Okay.
Okay.
Like that seems
yeah. Then you
fashionably
can
late to fashionably late.
then you can arrive before this person arrives.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear.
I was not intending to supersede this, but okay.
Nope.
No,
Do it.
don't worry about it.
Go ahead.
All plans are malleable.
Fantastic. Yeah, so Silas is like, I don't think he knew what to come in, so he's in like a suit.
You're probably
Love
not the
it.
only
Love
one.
it.
Like,
There's probably non-Malkavians there that are
Yeah.
in some.
question regarding the suit.
Sure.
Like really nice, like kind of cut, like put together out on the town suit look. Like, I'm going to a funeral / wedding suit look. Like, I'm going to church suit look. Like, what kind of fashion are we talking about here?
It's somewhere between I'm going to a funeral and I'm going on the town.
Okay.
Like what it could turn into either one very quickly, depending on what you add or take away.
Depends on how many buttons you have up at any given point.
I
in
think
time.
so.
Yeah.
If my collar is pushed out or not.
Dress shirt or like normal shirt?
Dress shirt.
Okay. Going formal.
Yeah, well, like I said, he wasn't sure. So.
Yeah. No, it's reasonable.
How many buttons from the top are unbuttoned?
For the dress shirt,
Yes. This is very important.
for right now, just the top one because he's not wearing a tie. That may change as the night progresses.
I see.
It is warm in the club tonight.
My house
Although-
must be the club then, because it's.
It's hot. It's hot tonight. Yeah. You have arrived. It's so Tartarus. I don't know if you've scouted the place or anything, but it's a gothy nightclub, definitely leading into the indulgences look. Little bit of sacrilegious imagery, just a little bit. Just a yeah, booming music.
Sorry.
I think
your name is taken at the front door. What do you give?
Silas? I'm Silas. Of course.
All right. Haven't been here before?
No.
No. Make sure you talk to Sylvia.
Okay.
Big dress. You'll see her.
Okay.
She'll probably see you. All right. Lifts velvet rope.
Enters. I think he looks around and is immediately overwhelmed and is like, I'm just gonna go to the bar.
Yeah, you get some weird looks
Yeah, probably.
because you're at the bar and you're a kindred.
I don't understand what the issue is. This is
Right. Are you gonna order a drink?
this is rote for him. He kind of looks at the bartender and says, like, is a Bloody Mary still a Bloody Mary, or is it...
My God.
I mean, you kind
Either
of asking
way.
the real questions.
What'd you say?
Either way, it can be made dry or wet, so to speak.
I mean,
I think I know what that means. Can I get a... Oh. Can I get a wet one?
Sure.
I'm sorry, it just sounds weird to say.
progressively, you just hear grapefruit noises.
Oh, God.
Sure.
You ever seen a heart get juiced?
So it's definitely blood bags, refrigerated.
Right. Yes.
And notably, Sylvia, these are expensive.
Yup.
You,
It costed me a pretty penny.
and you have to talk to Sun to get him because he has
Yeah.
jurisdiction over the hospital district. Hospital district, a few hospitals, and you have to deal with him. You have to pay a bunch. It's favors. Not many people go for it because it also sucks, comparatively. But yeah, you get a tall, well mixed. The bartender is clearly still trying very hard at their job. It's a little darker than a typical Bloody Mary. It's not as much of a bright red.
Not as much orange.
Yeah, garnished with the like nice little tight wrap of bacon around an olive on a skewer. Although it looks mostly ornamental, and celery stick, and puts it in there, which is mostly just for appearances. And hands it over to you.
Grabs it. Cheers. Downs it.
It's just all blood, pretty much. Like there's some additives ish in there.
And grenadine.
Well, not like real food is the thing, like seasonings. You don't happen to have the perks that let you eat food, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, just it is basically blood on ice mixed with like spices. And are you sipping this or chugging this?
I think he chugs about half of it and then goes, "That was a bad idea."
It's kind of gross. It's really just not enticing, but like you can feel yourself kind of get less hungry. It's probably going to take about 3 of these to slake a hunger.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not happening then.
God.
It's probably the first time you've had cold blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, just gross.
It's not as fun.
Not appealing.
It's just kind of like, oh.
Like if you were just drinking alcohol and weren't getting drunk from it or anything. You were just tasting and experiencing what it feels like to drink vodka.
Yeah.
I've done that. It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, Sal would have gone over to Sylvia and just like says, Mistress?
Yes, darling.
Points. Just points. New one.
To
Very new one.
to who? Are you pointing to Silas?
Yes.
Ooh, I kind of like that you're on my side for this one, baby. Ooh.
Protect
I
home.
think, yeah. Sylvia just kind of looks over to Silas and then looks to Sal, gives her a wink, and just, like, struts over.
Ruh-roh.
I think she is one of those people that, like, once she starts moving, like, the crowd disperses out of her way. Just, like, to give her that room. So I think it's pretty evident when you see her walking over, and she is looking directly at you, Silas.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, Silas kind of glances over to the side, sees the crowd part, like, doesn't really pay attention to it, and then has the moment of realization of, oh, fuck, and, like, spine, like, straightens, like, ugh, like, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvia,
Hello.
can I ask you for a roll?
Of course. What would you like me to roll?
I think composure etiquette? Just as a general, how you are handling the party as a whole,
Okay.
socially.
So, I have 4 in composure and
Alright.
3 in etiquette.
So that's
So how
7
many
dice.
That's 7 dice.
7 dice. How much?
Okay.
How hungry are you?
I am at 1 hunger.
So you'll replace one of those dice with a blood dice.
Okay. So, the thing is, I'm using Roll20.
Okay.
So
Then
pick
roll
one of
them
those.
separately.
Oh, roll them separately.
So roll 6 and 1, just so we can have a clear
6 and 1. Okay.
designation of which one is your hunger die, and then we'll add them together.
All right.
Or not add them. You're looking
roll-
for 6s or more. Difficulty on this is like a 2. Keeping Elysium isn't hard for you. This is not particularly like strenuous, but it's still a task that needs doing.
Okay. I roll. So, how do I take out the numbers for this? Do I just lump them into the highest?
So
Because I'm rolling a shit ton of dice.
right, so you're going to be rolling 7 dice.
Yes.
Anything with a 6 or above is a success.
Okay. Let me get back in. So I have 3 on my regular that are successes. One of them was a 10,
Okay.
and I rolled an 8 on my hunger die. So
Awesome.
that would be 4 successes.
4 successes, plain and simple. Mega succeed. You are handling this no problem. People are happy. People are glad to see you. People think you're doing a really good job. And just like your presence, lowercase p presence, not capital P presence, is both beneficial and enjoyable to the partygoers.
Perfect.
Brian's even cooled off somewhat. Like he's being more social than he normally really is. He's having like a solid conversation with one of your brethren in the corner.
Okay. Okay.
He's not even shouting this time.
That's what you like to see. Just friendship all around.
You're approaching Silas.
Hello. Do you have a moment?
I have a million moments. Yes, I have a million moments.
Your scent is foreign to me. Might I ask your name?
I'm Silas.
Silas. You're new here, aren't you?
Um,
Recent?
Yes, to both. Yes.
I see. Hold on, I'm trying to find where is the frickin' lexicon of the damn... Because I had that open, because I was gonna have the frickin' words for it. I don't remember the word for new blood.
Neonate?
Fledgling.
Neonate.
Fledgling is more correct. Neonate is new to the Camarilla, specifically.
Alright. Fledgling. That's what it was. Thank you.
Or just new. You could just say new blood, but that would be more derogatory.
Yeah, that's fair. A new fledgling to the flock, I see. Truly. Where do you hail from? From whom?
Oh, the point.
Fuck.
I think this is role appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Silas. Let's say wits politics, wits persuasion.
I'll do Wits Persuasion.
Okay. Sylvia, wits insight.
Yes. That's all right. Do I still roll a hunger dice?
You do.
I see.
Oh shit! So I would be rolling 200 dice.
You would be rolling 2 hunger dice. So, what's your wits?
My wits are 2, and my persuasion is 1.
So you'll be rolling 3 dice, and 2 of them are going to be hunger dice.
Oh, excellent. The blue ones can be hunger. This one. That is 1 success.
Okay.
And that is 1 success on the hunger die.
Okay. Neither are 10s.
No.
2 successes.
And I rolled. I got 1 success and a failure. I got a 4 on the regular die was a 10.
Okay. So 1 success. Failure doesn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
Insofar as you're not the active party for this. So if that was your role to attempt something, that would have been bad.
Okay.
But it's not. You're fine. You're just setting the difficulty bar. Maybe your beast distracts you a little bit. You're hungry. The web's strong right now. There's a lot of Malkavians in the same space being very stimulated.
Yes.
So there's a lot going on right now for you. So Silas, you can say what you say, or you can just say whatever you are convincing in whatever you choose to say.
With 1 success?
2 successes, right?
No, the success that I got was on the hunger die.
That counts as, that's just a success.
Oh, okay.
So you've got 1 success on a hunger die and another success.
No.
Right? Oh no, so just 1 success. So you
Just-
match,
Okay.
right?
What is that?
Because
Yes.
Sylvia, you also have 1.
I
right?
also got 1 success. It was a 10.
You still succeed, because tie goes to the roller.
Okay.
That's
And
fine.
since you're the active party in this, so you'll succeed.
That's
It's just
quite alright.
you're skating by on this one.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what I would even say. Let's. I feel like that's kind of giving away the game, though.
Say as much or as little as you want. It's fine.
Would you like a suggestion?
I would.
The suburbs. You're fresh. You're new. You've heard there's an Elysium. You're obviously new.
Yeah.
Just having kind of a non-specific answer You can get by not giving too many details.
I think I will do that then. Where am I from? I'm from the suburbs.
I see. And what brings you here to our fine city?
What brings anybody to a city? Opportunity. Boy, oh boy, I'd say money, but that's not super what I kind of need right now, huh?
I see. And what is it that you seek? This is a safe space, my child. You can ask of anything here.
Ooh.
Question.
Yeah.
Please.
This isn't a suggestion, but merely a question. Are you actively trying to manipulate him?
I think she thinks this sort of thing is like a gift to her. I think
Is that a yes?
Is that a yes?
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you say as such to the extent that you'd be willing to make a social attack?
It depends what you mean by that.
Second thought, I think that would be inappropriate. Because the social attack implies a purposeful... Because the result of a social attack would mean it decreasing someone else's willpower. And that doesn't seem like
she doesn't have much of a reason to right now.
That doesn't seem like it's what you're trying to do. Carry on.
He's
Sorry to interrupt.
prodding, but very specifically, not to the point to damage.
Sure. Sorry. Please continue.
So my question still stands.
What do I want? I guess I'd like a job.
A job?
Yeah, I'm how to put this? Not unskilled and like to be useful.
Etiquette note for Sylvia. They've mentioned neither their name nor their sire.
I gave my name.
Oh, did you get? But you didn't give your
The
sire.
name, but not the sire.
Yeah.
I see. Then, if you don't mind me asking, what is it that you did, dare I say, in a previous life? I know many people. I could easily get you what you seek.
Out of character question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, Caroline, think it would be appropriate for me to have done some digging into you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
100%. I feel like that's just a given.
Because I have an idea of what I want to do with this scene, and I don't know if it's a good idea.
You can go any route you want.
If you want to bring that if you want to like workshop that really quick out of character for a second, that's totally fine.
You can absolutely do that because it's Elysium. She can't do anything. And I think that actually would make her more intrigued into you if you did bring up something about her.
See, that's what I thought. That's legit what I thought. I don't think I need to workshop this then, because I think we can work with
Go
this.
for it.
Please.
Well, I'm so sorry. What was the question that you had asked before I... Oh, let's see.
What is it that you had done before?
Right.
In your previous life?
I think Silas takes the celery stick out of the wet Bloody Mary and like just quickly like sucks on it to like get the blood off. And then he like starts twirling it between his fingers really expertly.
Ah.
And he
A carnival
says,
performer.
he
Street
says,
performer. Got it.
A twirler.
He says, oh God, how do I want to put this? I think his demeanor kind of changes too a little bit when he does this. And he says something along the lines of, Madam Sylvia, is that the correct signifier?
You may refer to me as you like.
Well then, Madam Sylvia, a woman of your esteem must have ambitions. And from what I've been able to glean, your ambitions lead to a certain seat on a certain council. Getting there requires a certain set of skills, dare I say, of which I might offer utilization. And he kind of like stabs the table with the celery stick.
Oh my god.
Just goes breaks.
Are you allowed to have weapons in here? Does that break Elysium?
Yeah.
Does a celery
Does a
stick
celery stick count as a weapon?
Oh wait, he stabbed the celery stick? I thought he
Yeah.
meant the knife. That
No, it's not
No.
a knife.
Okay,
It'd be
okay,
really
my bad.
funny, but no, it
I
is just a
misheard.
celery
I
stick.
misheard. Silly. Okay.
Note for both of you, after
Yeah.
having heard Silas say that, there are more eyes on both of you than just you two.
Oh, I would have not said that very loudly.
No, but it is clear that the two of you are conversing. You're in a club.
Conversing,
Other people can't
yeah.
hear you. That's kind of the benefit of having Elysium at a club.
Mm-hmm. But
You
it's
can have
very much
private
the most
conversations.
notable, the two most notable people, someone who's very new and mysterious, and the one running it, talking with one another.
Mm-hmm.
In very close quarters, yeah.
I think she doesn't even look at you stabbing the table. She's looking at you directly in the face this entire time. And she just smiles.
Silas does
think-
not. Oh, sorry.
No, please. Go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that like Silas is like beet red. Like he is very nervous.
I think she notices this, though. She can't truly see your face, but she can still see the color in it, or I guess the lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just nods. She hums to herself a little bit. I think I might know just the thing. You should come here more often, Silas.
I would
I do think it would be beneficiary for.
I would take that as a great honor.
But of course. Now, is your sire here as well?
No. They could not make it.
Unfortunate. Truly. But hopefully someday, correct?
Certainly.
I see. Well, I have more to attend to tonight. But please, it's much better to get it from the source itself. And she, like, taps, like, one, like, manicured nail on, like, the edge of, like, his glass. And just kind of, like, gently waves with, like, all fingers going, like, at once sort of thing, and then walks off.
I think I think he looks around and is like, "Am I supposed to follow?"
You can do whatever you want.
Trail her for a bit. Like, oh, I thought I was supposed to.
I think he like looks at the bartender after they like make their round back, and they're like, "Am I supposed to pay for this?"
No.
All right, this is nasty. I'm gonna leave it. Thank you. And then, like, heads to the
Bartender just like shrug, like
Waste not, want not.
"It's not one, huh?"
I think Silas is gonna take Sylvia up on that offer and go find the VIP lounge.
Yeah, is there like a designated place for drinking blood specifically, or like I feel like we talked about it very briefly. but I-
Technically, yes. The VIP lounge specifically is for like to feed upon
Okay.
people in like a more leisurely way. There are still some like mortals on like the dance floor proper that you can just kind of do like a drive by.
Right, there's like the cruising area and then the schmoozing
Like
area.
Right.
you like dance up on someone and then you just kind of go in and then you leave and go dance on the next one.
Hey, I know a cool place we can go.
Yeah.
VIP area is where you take your snacks.
Yes.
And while you certainly probably can feed on the dance floor, it's maybe not as kosher.
Mm-hmm.
A bit rude.
Little bit.
It's funny.
So Sylvia's just conversing with Victor. Point.
Yeah. Sal, what are you up to?
God, what is Sal up to at this point? I think Sal has melted into a corner for now.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of keeping their eye on Silas, because this one seemed like an absolute wreck. And that's really, really, really funny.
Excellent.
God.
Thanks.
And so,
I think you were in kind of the upper area near where Brian is, and like after Silas went up to the bar and like drank the Bloody Mary and like frowned at it, Brian in the corner is just like, new blood, new blood, new blood, new blood. You're just like
So I
on
think-
the upper deck, like looking down at the dance floor and just like following him, like watching what
Yeah.
he's up to.
I think Sal is definitely watching Silas from afar, and is definitely going to kind of just follow them a little bit. If they're gonna be talking to Sylvia, she'll keep her distance, but if they're alone and they don't seem to be doing anything, Sal would walk up to them. But Silas,
Oh.
Silas, you are following Sylvia, though, right?
I don't know if I'm following her. Like, is Sylvia going to the VIP lounge or no?
She will eventually head up because she do need to eat.
Okay. So I
She
think
hungry.
it might look like Silas is following her for a bit, but I think Sylvia would break off and I would start like heading upstairs.
Sure.
I think Sal comes down from downstairs, takes you by the arm. We're going to the VIP lounge. Want to get a drink?
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out where that was.
Awesome, let's go.
Thanks.
Get in the car.
Yeah.
We're going shopping.
God.
Get in the car. We're going drinking.
Yeah, so what is your story, you person?
I am a person. I appreciate your acknowledgement of that. My story?
Oh yeah. Totally.
Definitely just like vibing.
Vibin, you know what? I can respect that. Vibin. Remind me of a friend of mine that I should probably introduce you to. God, you're gonna meet so many people that you never expected you would meet. Let me tell you right now, you are going to enjoy this life, I tell you what. Hopefully. Not everybody does. But there's plenty to enjoy. Come on. It just starts like, she's pulling you along at this point. Is
Just kind of letting myself get pulled along. Very confused as to who the fuck this person is.
Yeah. Name's Sal, by the way. Don't know what year we were born in. Maybe you heard of me. Probably not. Don't know how you get by the skate scene anytime.
Not like Tony Hawk skate.
I mean, yeah, if you're a normie, yeah.
It's like the best way you could have done it as your clan. I'm actually so happy. That's the best way you could have said that as a Toreador.
Well, I guess that makes me a normie because never heard of Sal.
Of course not. No worries. I got taken before my time. Oh yeah, I guess you wouldn't even know about the twins, would you? You're fresh, right?
It's been a couple weeks max.
Yeah,
Heard
totally.
about this kind of in passing.
Hey, well that's just awesome. I'm sorry, I get excited when there's new people around, cause between you and me, except for Sylvia, the older one, trust me, the older the vampires get, the more assholeish they get. So, sorry if I'm getting a bit too excited, but new people, new fun. So, again, didn't get your name. Sal, by the way.
Yeah, I'm Silas.
Silas, okay, good to meet you. I guess, what's the VIP lounge at this about? What's the VIP lounge like at this point?
In use. Not that you can't also be there, because that's the point.
There's plenty of seats.
Most of the people in there feeding are... A couple of the people in there feeding are shirtless. Don't want to get blood on their clothes. The vibe generally is hungry. Not a lot of socializing going on right now. Pretty much just drinking.
Yeah.
Focused in individual corners, mostly.
So yeah, I'm guessing you're pretty hungry right now. Have you been able to take a bite at all?
Yeah, I did. Little while. It's been some time, but I'm good.
Yeah.
Not that good, but I'm good.
That's good. So tell me a little bit. Tell me a little bit more about yourself. Like, where are you from? Who are you from?
Out in the suburbs.
Oh, suburbs. Like, are we talking like near Evanston? We going south there? What are we talking about, man?
We're talking about
The suburbs.
me as a human being am like, what are the fucking suburbs of fucking Chicago?
Yeah.
Kind of like DeKalb.
Yeah, I actually a couple friends down there had friends down there. Yeah, probably not the same as it was. Haven't been down there in a while. How was it? How's it been?
I mean, it's DeKalb. I'm in Chicago for a reason, you know?
What reason? We all got reasons.
Because it's not fucking DeKalb.
You know what?
This is like the city, you know? This is what everybody wants, right? This is what I should want, I guess.
How long have you been living on your own? Sal just looks, just looks, and I'm like, you are a child. You are an absolute child. What do you hear?
Living on my own?
Yeah.
No, can't think of a time where that's been the case.
Yeah, you seem like you have not been outside of your bubble in a while.
That is so horrifically true. You have no idea. You literally have no idea.
Oh no, I don't. No, I don't. This is a bubble of its. You'll find this world is a bit of a bubble of its own, though. Yeah, if you don't help it. But hey, I mean, what a way to get out of your shell than be forever trapped in the night, having to listen to fucking dipshits talk about art all day, all night.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Sounds really tough.
Yeah. Yeah. But it ain't all that bad. Sorry, I'm kind of going on now at this point. Above character, I'm kind of losing track of this conversation now.
no,
Sorry.
I think the conversation for Silas is be as engaged as he possibly can be while lying his ass off, and also trying to rein in the fact that he is surrounded by the things that he was sworn to kill. You know, like this is a lot, and he's doing his best.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Sister, what are you up to?
Sister is definitively like on the hunt. She
Good to
is
know.
running her own personal playbook, which is to sit somewhere unassuming and look beautiful.
Absolutely. I've got some specific dice pools you could roll if you want to.
Sure.
It's easy. This is gonna be like one difficulty. We're rolling to get the practice of it.
I also have awe, which she sometimes pulls out, but might not be necessary.
So the typical pool is charisma plus subterfuge.
Charisma plus. Okay.
That is the siren hunting pool typically.
Charisma. Why am I blind all of a sudden? Charisma.
Charisma is an
So-
attribute, not a skill.
There we go.
Under social.
And then. I was about to sneeze. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so charisma and subterfuge. Am I rolling them together or separate?
Together. And your hunger
Together.
3?
Yes.
So 3 of those dice are hunger dice.
So I'm rolling 2 charisma, 2 subterfuge, and then 3 hunger? Or
Yes.
I'm
So
making...
you are
okay.
rolling 1 normal die and 3 hunger dice.
Oh, okay.
You are hungry.
Right. Okay, got it. Oof. We'll see. Yeah, one of those fell down. Let me re-roll that. Okay, so that's oof. The normal die was a 2.
Okay.
2 more 2s and a 7 for the hunger die.
Okay. Then you succeed. You rolled 1 success.
Great.
It's not long before... Yeah. It's a 20-something, like, less punk, more goth party goer, doing a lot with, like, the cross imagery stuff going on, like, very got the necklace. It's like, it looks almost like a rosary, but it's like steel and there's like a little skull in the middle of the cross. Who's very interested in your vibe. And I think she walks up and just kind of sits next to you and is just like, hi.
Hello.
Are you just hanging out? Do you want to do something?
It seems like you're the one who wants to do something.
Yes, I am.
Is the iconography genuine or ironic?
A mix. I haven't decided.
That's a fine place to be. How do you feel like having your mind opened?
Holy fuck.
Come
I
again?
won't push. I won't push the subject if it bothers you any.
No. Oh, like about the cross thing?
If you're curious.
Oh, you're like a real nun.
I mean, what's real, what's fake?
Sure.
This isn't exactly a place to have enlightening conversations. Would you like to go somewhere a little more quiet?
Yes.
Private.
Yes, I would.
Sister Constance will get up and lead the way.
Mm-hmm. She actively wants to hold your hand.
Sister allows it.
Yay! She's enthused. Audrey.
Audrey. Sister Constance.
Sister Constance.
Question, is this my Audrey?
No,
Ah,
it's not. Different Audrey.
gotcha.
Just a party goer.
Okay.
Has Audrey been drinking?
No. Smoking, yes.
Smoking, yes. Okay.
Not heavily. Just a little bit. Probably not enough to
Really be messing
color
around.
your taste experience.
Yeah, no. I think Sister Constance has a very minor preference that her food
She likes them
not
clean?
be toxic. Yeah.
That's really
It's like-
funny and great. That's awesome. Yes.
It's like she'll
That's
take what she
actually
can
pretty
get sometimes.
hard at Elysium's sometimes.
It is. Has been
Other
so
than
far.
like mortal like blood bag, like not literally blood bags, but like people who are designated feeding, which is may or may not be. I don't know how you feel about that, depending on Elysium, the Elysium.
Probably pretty neutral, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, like, yeah, has been smoking. Definitely not enough to like. She's not like mega high. Like, she took a hit before she got here an hour and a half ago.
Great. I caught one, and now I don't know what to do with it.
We can just go. You
Yeah,
drink.
just-
That's a completely
that's-
reasonable place to cut that.
Mm-hmm.
VIP lounge elsewhere on your own, just right there.
Probably the VIP lounge because
Sure.
that's just sort of. She likes to follow, the
Yeah.
rules for the most part. She's pretty. She's a bit of a stickler for that kind of thing. So
You find a soft place to sit down, and just before Audrey starts asking questions, you sink your teeth into her. Probably is for the best. And as always, it's so good. Her
I feel
too.
like-
She's happy. She's kind of radiant. Like she is. She's very clingy.
right. I feel like always beforehand she kind of has this sort of like soft little mantra she likes to speak about, like his gift and his everlasting light and all of this other stuff, and then goes in for it.
Pray before you eat, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
How much drink? You got some options. You got sipping. You can drink the maximum non-harmful amount. You did, I believe, I don't know if this is a house rule or I've heard it, but I like it, is if you use your preferred method of feeding, you get to slake an additional hunger.
Oh.
Which means a sip would be 2 hunger. A maximum drink would be 3. But unless you drink them dry, you can't get below 1.
Yeah. So probably just a sip then, anyways, because
just a little
3
sip.
isn't gonna. Yeah, because 3 wouldn't do me any good, anyways.
Yeah. So Audrey barely notices. She just thinks you're making out. Do you make out? Like just a little bit?
Less. I don't think she like.
Or you're more arm's length.
I think it's fine to say that it's intimate. Like.
Sure.
Like there's just no way it can't like be anything but intimate. But I think if she ever like goes in directly for a kiss, she just kind of diverts it and like kisses her gently on the forehead, on the cheek, like makes it very like.
Audrey's a lot more interested in kissing you than you are in kissing her. Hot nun, hot nun, hot nun. That's her whole brain right now.
Yeah.
Very, very much the what's the sanguine? Very, very sanguine. Very sanguine blood. Audrey's having a good night. Weird. It's gonna be weird. She's gonna feel kind of weird about it, but good night, generally speaking. Brother John is not nearly as careful as you, and he's mega high. I think acid.
Ooh! Oh god!
Nice.
So he's like tripping in the corner because he wasn't careful. He was neither discerning nor interested in discerning.
Is this noticeable? Like, is he just like wigging the fuck?
He's having fun with some Malkavian that's all vibrating in the corner.
Honestly, probably. Like,
they're just vibrating together.
It's not going to affect Kindred as much as it would Immortal. Like, you're not going to get as nearly as much of the, like, negative... Like, he's not going to be foaming at the mouth or anything like that. But he's out of it. He's very out of it.
Typical.
He's also a messy eater. He's got a little spot on the collar.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Man.
Yeah. It's later in Elysium. Sylvia, you've got a couple of unexpected guests. And part of the reason you notice is there is a vibe, particularly among the Malkavians, that shifts somewhat. A couple is coming to your Elysium. Alexa Santos, in particular. Fairly notable Malkavian. She is very much like of the Camarilla. She does a lot of work. She gets around. She does things.
Yes.
Notorious for being pretty deadly. In particular. And Sun is paying a visit.
God. Here we go, baby.
Alexa is they in particular. They are not as a they look irritated by Sun's presence as much as most other people. Who here has a humanity of 7 or above?
Let me see.
Oh shoot! I forgot to.
Nope.
put that on my sheet. Hold on.
I have
Sylvia
7.
should be a no.
I'm a no.
I'm a yep.
Sal's at 7.
I'm a no.
I genuinely don't remember where that is or how I would know that.
I think you normally start off at 7.
You start at 7
At
unless
7.
something otherwise changes. I believe Silas is a no because he's an alley cat.
Yes, correct.
Let me check for.
I'm a no 'cause I'm
sirens.
old.
Sirens might give you humanity, but I don't remember. I think the only ones that give you humanity is the consensualist.
Yeah, because I don't
Predator
remember
types.
anything that gave
Siren
me.
178.
Also, sometimes my little buttons don't work on my sheet.
Yeah, so your humanity is going to be unchanged. So you're going to be at 7.
Okay. Then,
The site. So Alexa, I've actually got pictures for both of them.
Perfect.
So this is Alexa.
Where are you posting these?
Just in text.
Text, okay.
Oh, that's not
Could
what
not
that should look
render.
ooh, whoa. Funky.
That's weird.
Could not render.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice.
like. That's Alexa. And this is Sun.
Oh, he just looks like an asshole.
Yeah, he does.
He's very well put together. He's well dressed. He gets a lot of praise from the Camarilla and kind of the council in general for being like, oh, that's a Malkavian you can trust. He's so not weird. Like very he prides himself on being very palatable, which is frustrating and irritating in a lot of ways to most Malkavians. Very much kind of leaning into the leveraging his own surface level normality in a way that perpetuates bad opinions about Malkavians as a whole. It's really irritating. So they're here. And Alexa looks slightly uncomfortable that Sun is also there, but is mostly here. And, like, they immediately go to the dance floor, find someone, kiss them aggressively, grab them by the wrist, and drag them up to the VIP lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And Sun is just, like, smugly observing. Very much kind of, like, standing at the entrance and, like, scanning and looking very bemused by the whole situation, and is particularly looking for you. So if you match eyes, he'll start approaching.
I guess, out of character question, does he prefer to be, like, called Sun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost everyone calls him Sun.
Okay.
I think there are very few people who would refer to him as Jason Newberry unless they're referring to him as Primogen Jason Newberry of Kevin James's court.
Yeah. I think she spots him before he spots her.
Gotcha.
And just, she looks to Victor and just kind of whispers into his ear saying, like, it's time now. And, like, shoves him off to just kind of watch things in her stead.
Absolutely. Immediately takes over. 100%. Knows what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah. And she will approach Sun.
He gives you a smile that's all teeth, no eyes.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you this evening. I heard you were having an Elysium, and I thought I would stop by and see what the fuss was about.
Of course. It is quite the surprise to see you, I must say.
Cute.
Oh, thank you.
It's a fun time. Love to see the whole family together, you know?
Truly. I
Reminds
understand
me
what you mean.
of early neonate days. Anyhow. So...
There is so much, like, bad energy going on, if anyone...
So people with 7 humanity or higher, just looking at this person makes you uneasy. Not like in a super overt way, but just like something not right about that boy. Kind of way.
I think Sal just gets like a wave of no energy up in
Bad
the
vibes.
one.
Juju,
Bad
like
vibes.
bad juju coming from these two right now. Like it is palpable in this room, and it's already huge.
Like Silas is, like Sal's turned back Silas. If Silas is ever trying to get away, this is now the time to get away from Sal.
I appreciate that you're really making an effort to uplift the Malkavian spirit, you know? And this attempt is a nice time. He's actively trying to embarrass you, and he's going to make it a social attack against you.
Oh god.
I'm
Mostly
rolling composure,
just
baby.
to make a point. So he's going to be
I
rolling...
already have a comeback for that.
Good, wonderful. He's saying such very loudly.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally trying to like humiliate you in front of your own Elysium.
Of course,
guests.
of course.
Insights and no. Let's go with just politics. Just politics. Because that's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little hungry. I'll let you pick charisma or wits. Let's go wits. Would you like me to roll or take half?
I'd like you to roll.
Okay. Oh, wait. That's...
I'm fine with
One.
making this a bit of a challenge on her
Sure.
part.
Okay, that's 3 successes.
Okay. So, I would like to roll composure
Yep.
over this.
Wits composure, probably.
So both attributes.
So what? So
Oh,
the foreign, because that's two
2
attributes.
Right. So that would be
I think composure makes more sense for
composure
this.
politics. Or,
Composure politics is fine.
or composure etiquette.
They're the same thing. I do have a special distinction though in politics. I don't know if I could use that.
What's your distinction?
High status.
Absolutely. Which is going to add 2, right? Or 1?
I have no idea. I will let you decide.
One moment.
I'm fine with playing this how it goes.
We're all learning.
All right, so 4.
You'll get a bonus.
Okay.
Just need to quick check which and how much. Hello. I wish you were organized better. Just playing with your book is hard.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be under skill. Skill specialties. 1 extra die.
Okay. Then I'm gonna use that extra die, actually, hunger die,
Okay.
because I still have the 1. So I'm rolling 7d10 plus the 1 extra.
It's quite a few.
I am quite good at this. So I'm rolling the 7d10 first. That's already more than 3 successes.
Nice.
And then the R//R 1d10. And that is a failure on my hunger.
All right. You're fine.
So I got
Your-
3 6s, a 7.
3 6s and a 7.
So that's 4 successes.
4 successes, as opposed to
Nice.
3. So,
Correct.
as this is a combat roll, Sun actually suffers 1 point of superficial willpower damage. You said you had a comeback?
I do.
Get his ass.
I think she just kind of laughs as if this is a joke, and equally as loud says, "Oh, but of course, someone of our stature has."
It's good. That's good. I think Jason just grimaces. He's just like, oh.
She is like, it's the most sinister but sincere smile Sylvia can give off.
Fun. I'm glad I am tending, at least for now. I don't think I'll be sticking around too much longer.
Please try to enjoy
Off in a
yourself.
huff. Does
while
not
I'm
wait for you to finish the conversation. He just leaves.
here. Ta-ta.
Yeah. Do with that what you will. He's going to be milling around for a while. Alexa's done eating. She's a quick eater. They're a quick eater.
I think I'm gonna go for a quick sip now.
have a snack?
That was a lot.
Yeah. You didn't even have to, like, make do any... You didn't even use any of your cool vampire powers yet.
I did not. I think it would make more sense if she did not use it against him, at least at the current moment.
It would be a move.
It would be a move, and probably not the best one at her own Elysium.
Yeah. So Constance, you're done eating. Sal and Silas, it sounded like you were maybe going to.
Yeah, Sal's definitely going for a sip at the very
Getting a
least.
sip.
Yes.
You won't be able to do your preferred, if I remember correctly, because you're a
No, I will
queen.
not. Yes, I am.
So you'll just be able to slake one.
Or she, yeah.
I would also like
she,
to do that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
taking a sip?
Yeah.
Right.
Also, apologies if I ever get into the they a lot.
Don't worry about it. It's complicated, and these are new characters. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get a sip here. You probably don't even need to bring someone back to the VIP lounge. Just, like, hang out on the dance floor, get a sip, hang out. I'm not gonna worry too much about rolling for that unless you want to.
I just think it's worth noting that if Sal pays any sort of attention to Silas, he looks rather sheepish, like eyes around the room, because this is the first time he's ever eaten in front of other people.
This is totally fair.
Sal thinks this is cute.
Brian in the corner. New blood. New blood. New blood. New blood.
Brian is eyeing you like a fucking hawk.
Brian's
dude.
having a great evening. He is extremely stoked. He's upset that he got caught, but having a good time anyway. Because it's always a good time in Tartarus.
Where the deviants come to play.
It is indeed that. Yeah. Stuff that is the club as it stands currently. If you'd like to do some snooping, if you'd like to hang around, if people would like to talk to each other, I believe Constance and Silas have yet to speak. And now you're in the same area.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
You're
Like,
kind of all in the lounge now.
I'm a sip while this is going on. I'm eating.
Take a fucking sip, babes.
how would Silas feel about seeing just like a whole ass nun in the VIP lounge? Like,
I think if you're paying attention to him, he definitely gives you an eye. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know? But he doesn't say anything. He doesn't address you.
I think the sister kind of like raises a brow slightly at that, and it's like, kind of like, yes, hello, can I help you?
It's just. Oh boy, I'm trying to like figure out whether or not he would even want to have this conversation with you. You know, like imagine like coming across something really bizarre on the street, giving it an eye, and they're like, "Yeah, can I help you?" Like, are you really gonna stay there and have that conversation, or are you gonna be like, "Nah, I'm good," and leave?
If I'm making you uncomfortable, I suppose I can move.
No, I'm not uncomfortable. I'm just curious, surprised.
I mean, I suppose you wouldn't be the first tonight.
Audrey's annoyed that you're not paying attention to her.
I will say I have kind of an eye for this. I know that this isn't like some sort of Whoopi Goldberg cosplay.
God.
No, it looks super genuine. Like it.
Yeah.
Like, this is definitely like this is a classic habit. This isn't some cheap costume. This isn't
Yep.
it's very much genuine.
So to see someone and this might not be such a kosher thing to say, but to see someone of God do something so not of God, very strange to me.
So you believe these acts to be not of God? You find them ungodly?
Indeed.
Interesting. Do you dislike the gift you've been given? You resent it?
I think I think he tries his best to lie to you. But I think it's almost like you can kind of see it, like a little micro expression of like, the micro expression is very much like, yes, this is disgusting. But what he says is like, oh, despise, no. It's certainly been a transition.
I think it's only fair for some of us to have a more difficult time than others accepting this life. I'll pray for you and hope that maybe you find some joy in it. And then she's just going to turn back to Audrey and find her own joy in it.
Yeah.
God.
I think as Silas walks away, he just kind of to himself says, yeah, we'll see about that.
Then do you have a sip,
Yeah.
Silas? God, it tastes so fucking good. Especially in high contrast to drinking cold, shitty blood.
Yeah.
It's hot, deeply sanguine. Like, you didn't even have to work for it.
Well, sometimes wolves like to be puppets.
Um,
Is this Jason character still in this lounge?
he doesn't go up to VIP.
Oh,
He just kind of stays around on the floor.
okay.
He's a lot more interested in being seen than participating.
I would love to witness him being seen.
Absolutely.
Witnessed.
He's walking around. He's bothering a lot of people.
That's what I liked here.
Like, specifically, like, Malkavians. He is, like, walking up to people in his own clan and, like, bothering them and messing with them and, like, whispering stuff to them, and then they, like, look annoyed or disturbed or just, like, shocked or whatever, and then he, like, grins and walks away. Alexa's trying to have a good time. They're failing currently.
Oh no.
They're trying.
Would I know who they are?
Unlikely.
Okay.
You can see how people are reacting to them, though. Pretty easily.
Positively, negatively?
Definitely. They are reacting in a big way, generally. Well, more to Sun than Alexa. Alexa's just kind of there. Some of the other kindred are regarding with Alexa with something close to fear reservation. But for the most part, Alexa's just there. Sun people are watching in the way that you watch, like, the person on the train who you're really hoping doesn't walk closer to you. Like, they are hoping that this train wreck does not get any closer to their little party in the corner where they are safe and happy.
Mm.
Sylvia, do you have any other plans for this evening?
Not entirely. I think she's keeping a somewhat eye, though, on Sun.
Makes sense.
And she expects him to know this.
Oh, I think he's doing most of what he's doing because he knows you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
Is Sylvia around? Is she still in the VIP lounge? Is she kind of doing what I'm doing? And like,
I think at this point she would be there, yeah.
Okay, because I kind of like am thinking Silas is like leaning on a railing, just kind of watching this man. And so I think I would wait until you came back into view, and kind of hunt you down a second.
Please.
It feels very weird to say Madam Sylvia every time. Is it okay to just call you Sylvia?
Absolutely.
And there's no
No ill
hierarchical
will. No.
bullshit that I'm stepping on? Okay.
Not as of right now. This is a safe space, as I said before to you. My
Oh.
little fledgling.
Sure, but like after, if I just call you Sylvia, like tomorrow.
You may regard me as you like.
Understood. Who's this guy, like, bound and determined to kill the mood of the party?
That is our esteemed, and you hear so much venom in her voice at the word esteemed. Our esteemed Malkavian primogen of the greater area of Chicago, Jason Newberry. And said a little louder. But she fears no man. She fears no bitch. But if you want to keep up appearances here, refer to him as Sun.
And if I am approached by Sun and I call him asshole instead?
Then it was a pleasure knowing you.
You are in Elysium.
Oof, ouch.
Yeah, but after.
Yeah.
After is free game.
You'd survive for a couple hours, at least.
Maybe if you wait
That's
until
good.
almost daytime.
I would urge you to watch your tongue. And better off, say nothing at all if you value your own life. Of course, he will make that difficult, as he does everything here. But, again, that is your call. Who am I to tell you what to do? Unless, of course, you want me to. She smiles.
Well, if you consider or have considered any potential employment for one such as myself. I'm not. I don't know. You know. That can
I
be discussed.
think that is a question for after Elysium, my child.
Fair enough.
There are many minds, many eyes, and many mouths here. You don't want to end up on the wrong side.
Oh, I think as far as this is concerned, there is no right side, only a side.
That's maybe true, but assure you end up on the winning side.
Well, hopefully I've hedged my bets correctly.
I think you're doing just fine for a new.
Well, thank you. I will leave you to your grand party. He kind of does this like really awkward bow.
She curtsies back.
Alexa kind of stalks out of the VIP lounge, like smears blood off of her mouth, their mouth, and like kind of like walks directly in between both of you. Turns to you, Sylvia, and is just like, "Hi, great party. Sorry. Just sorry." Looks at Silas and is just like, "New kid." Looks you over. Little bit of game recognizing game, just kind of like spotting the physique. And it's like, you can probably handle yourself. Looks back at Sylvia. I drank too much.
I understand. Do you need to go lie down?
No. But
You're free to leave whenever.
thanks. And they go. They leave. Sun follows them out. Sun sees them leaving and is just like, "Ah, shit, alright," and goes with them.
So
Oh,
did
I
they
think you
drain
just.
it? So Sal was probably still in the VIP lounge. Did they drain somebody?
There is someone lying on the floor that may or may not survive
Still
the
be
night.
alive.
Messy too. There's a decent amount of spillage.
I think Sylvia's the one to clean it up. She's the one to like take care of it.
Well, I was gonna say Sal would probably like tear a bit of clothes and try to bandage it somewhat a bit.
Trying to be helpful.
Sylvia
Sal
helps you.
Yeah. So, Sal just says, "I'm sorry. I would have come to get you, but I don't know how to stop them at all."
There are times where it is difficult to stop. Silas, do you mind giving me a hand?
Sure, what you need.
I'm afraid I am not the most, well, I'm not the strongest of our kindred, of our kind. Would you mind helping carry this lady back to my quarters?
Yep. You got it.
So, and she'll lead you back. And, like, expressly, she's leading you and this person to her personal quarters and instructs you to lie the person on her bed.
Okay. Do you just leave us there? Like, what is...
She will leave, and what you do after is your call.
Hilarious. Fucking hysterical.
What's one's business is not hers.
I think as you're leaving, Silas is like, yeah, I'll just kind of keep watch over them, I guess, yeah?
You do what you'd like. She smiles and she closes the door behind her. She got a party to take care of.
Sal looks not okay if you see them.
What can I do for you, my child? She, like, pets your head.
Can we step aside for a second?
Please, of course. Come with me. And she'll pull you to, like, the back, like,
Staff
the
room.
financial area back.
Yeah.
And she'll
Alright.
close the door behind. Please, take a seat.
Yeah. Sal just sits down and kind of looks down.
What ails you, my child?
Everything. Just nothing, everything. I just feel like I'm losing control of everything that's happening.
Of
When this,
everything.
when
Please.
even if it's been, I don't know, 30 years is a lot of time, but it feels like I'm stuck under everything here. I don't like being under people, Sylvia. I think you understand that at this point, right?
I've noticed as much, yes.
But the way I can't say no to anybody. I can't say no to Jeffrey. I can't say no to those fuckers who are draining that person dry. I can't say no to anybody here. And every time I do, I feel like I lose a little bit more of what makes me me. You know, like you just lose a bit of your grip. Like sometimes your mind just disappears a little bit by bit, you know?
I see.
I I don't know what to do. I don't want to. I want to stop feeling so goddamn powerless in the whole fucking situation.
It is a terribly rough society that we live in, where it is based solely on generation and by blood than status and anything. It's rough, and I've lived through many, many lifetimes of it. And sometimes it is okay to say no. It's just picking your battles is what counts. There are some people out there that you can truly say no to. You just need to have the eye to be able to pick out who you are able to. Maybe not Jeffrey, per se. Maybe not Alexa. Definitely not the bastard who was just here. But once you get that good eye, it makes things much, much easier. And just know you can always say no to me without judgment.
I know. That's why I come here.
I know. Would you prefer to sit in here alone for a bit? No one comes in here, and I can tell Victor to stay away.
That'd be nice. Thank you.
Of course. She, like, pats your hand.
I'm sorry for taking you away from your fucking party and...
Sal, my dear, you have nothing to apologize for with me. This is as much your home as it. So I want you to be happy here. And if you are not happy here, I will do everything in my power to make sure that is changed.
All right. Thank you.
Of course. Please come find me whenever you would like. And if you'd like me to send a source in, I will gladly find someone willing.
All right.
Take care, my child. She'll stand up and she'll walk out and just softly close the door behind her. And rejoin the party.
I don't know if Constance is going to be up to anything, but I have just been left alone in a room. So, wanting to give time there if you need,
Constance's only real plans at this point is to eventually give Audrey the boot. Unfortunately.
Oh.
And then
I think Audrey does lose interest to frustration after a period of time.
It's like, she won't fuck me, damn.
And she is.
This wasn't my horny nun dream that I was
Yeah.
hoping for.
They got the tip from making out with a nun, but not actually getting it with a nun.
Mm-hmm. Like,
she keeps actually talking about God and
fucking,
Jesus. Like, come on.
Fucking blue-balled by none. I guess I'm going back to this cool party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I think that's basically how that goes. And it takes a while. She's very willing to tough it out for a bit.
I think Constance just has a sheer force of will and readiness to talk about God so much that
Yeah.
she's just like, well, she's listening, so I'll speak.
Yeah.
I think Audrey lasts long enough to hear, like, stage 1, the tip of the iceberg of your theology, and it's just like, cool, I'm gonna go get high. Peace. You're cute. Heads out. You're cute. That's a shame. And then she leaves.
Yeah.
Wasted.
Look at all this potential.
I think she still wants to talk to Sylvia, but definitely has concerns about Brother John because what the fuck is he doing?
Oh, I was gonna talk to Brother John next. That's really funny.
Oh, funny.
Sounds like a good place for you two to meet up.
Totally fine.
Sylvia, Brother John's like...
That.
talking like a Malkavian.
Oh, that's even better.
I
I don't know how much she likes Brother John. Do they get along?
doubt it.
So
Brother John
very,
actually heavily disapproves of Tartarus as a location for Elysium and has been vocal about that. Den of nothing. Den of rats.
Mm-hmm.
Disagrees with it. Does not like.
I think very much if she's talking to them, it's in a very similar manner with how she talks to Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like that super like fake kind, like
cold pleasantries.
Oh yeah. The whole like, oh bless your heart sort of.
Which is maybe more appropriate now because he is out of it.
Like glassy eyed, like huge eyes.
The Malkavian network is going off about this guy right now.
Yeah, it's weird. Like you'd never think a Tremere might be able to like get into like the Malkavian network, but you almost think he did somehow, just because it's just wigged
On a
out.
whole other level.
She's laughing in the network, and she expects others to laugh with her.
He's talking like Revelations. Like he is using very biblical language currently, and is just like, yeah, just going off. And there's like a Malkavian nearby with like hair to the side, I'm gonna say, who definitely was trying his best to like dress up. He did a pretty good job, and is like, yeah, no, yeah, yeah, no, his presence will be known, yeah,
Yeah.
like engrossed, fixated, I think would be the word.
That's a very Malkavian thing to do, yeah.
Physically, he's fine. He's just mega high.
Gone. Yeah.
And will be for another few hours, probably. Yeah, so Sylvia, you see, Sister Constance, you see Sylvia kind of like attending to Brother John briefly.
I think Sister Constance is fucking mortified. She is like, this idiot, this absolute buffoon, what are you doing? This is how, then, like, just like internally, but like externally, she's just like completely placid.
Calm on the outside,
kind of,
screaming on the inside.
Kind of like breezes up to both Sylvia and him. It's just like, I am so sorry. What's happening?
Oh, Sylvia just looks amused. Like, incredibly amused. Oh, he was just telling me about... Oh, goodness, what was it now? I'm trying to think Bible verses.
The other Malcave is just like, the 8th gate. He was on the 8th gate.
That's correct. Fascinating, truly.
Was he now?
Truly.
My apologies if he's said anything untoward. His views do not necessarily represent the views of the rest of the congregation. Brother?
Yes.
Please tell me that you're going to be able to escort us back to the congregation?
Yes.
I'm having my doubts.
Which congregation?
Oh, dear. Would you like one of my own to help you back, my dear brother?
Yes.
Oh, of course. Are you enjoying yourself?
Perhaps a little too much?
I feel
Brother
only
John?
God.
Would you say you feel God in this place tonight?
Perhaps in spite of it.
And I think Sister Constance like bites her fucking like tongue so hard. It's just like,
I'm good. I'm so glad to see you enjoying your time. Much I know you loathe it.
Fascinating. I can't come up
Perhaps-
with more dialogue for you.
That's okay.
Perhaps his eyes have been opened by the experience, right, brother? He can also just not, like, he doesn't have to always.
I've heard you can see God in the darkest of places, but I never thought to feel it myself.
I think it's time that we said our goodbyes for the night. We do thoroughly appreciate your hospitality.
Oh, but of course.
Uh,
You and your kind are welcome anytime.
Despite what my brother here says, there is something special about holding Elysium. And your Elysium. For all and any. It's admirable.
You are much too kind, sister. I must say, and pardon me for being rather bold, there is something special I see about you. And I hope to see more of you around in the coming days.
I was sent by the mother to attend to both her business, but to also make myself of use to you as well. Should you need anything at all, please feel free to call upon us, and we will see what we can do for you.
And likewise, give the esteemed mother my regards.
I'm sure she will be delighted to hear about you and the work that you're doing.
Much appreciated. Would you like a compatriot to join you and the brother home?
I do believe we'll be needing some assistance.
Things are winding down a bit. I can lend Victor to your aid. Prefer?
If it's no
He's
trouble.
familiar with the area. I'll make sure he's waiting by the front for you then.
Victor gives you a thumbs up from across the...
You can't miss him.
He's keeping tabs.
Then the next few minutes is probably just going to be Sister Constance trying to get
Wrangle him
Brother
out.
John, off the floor.
Victor definitely helps you.
Victor's a good guy.
You've got a ghoul escort back to the
Yeah.
convent whenever you would like. And ghouls are a little stronger than humans normally too, so he doesn't have a problem.
I do have more. I think Sister Constance, like, once they're, like, just far enough out of the, like, building and there's, like, not a ton of, like, people around, she's basically going to slam, Brother John against a wall.
Victor's just gonna be like, oh,
Do you understand what your actions may have done?
What?
You cannot speak ill to a host's face of their own Elysium.
Fuck this domain. It's barely held. It's scraps.
Are you serving your own will or the will of the mother?
Fuck.
You know the mother will hear of this.
Don't.
You were supposed to watch over me. And now here I am, watching over you.
Do you have to?
Yes. You know I have to.
Yeah.
Because you would do the same, I would hope, Brother John.
Yeah.
Your actions tonight were not very brotherly.
Well, it's not a very brotherly place.
We need you to keep your disdain in check.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
I am right. Now let's leave.
Yeah. I told you about the 8th gate. It's just covered in jewels.
You reek of
1,000
substances.
feet
Let's go.
tall. Good. Sylvia, how does the end of Elysium look?
I think she eventually ends it herself. Kind of a thank you all for coming. We appreciate you all being here. And we hope to see you at the next one.
Mm-hmm. Got to make sure to get everyone out the door before sunrise becomes imminent.
Yes. Yeah. She has room to keep some people here. She doesn't have room for everyone to stay here.
Maybe a select few, like, very special guests. As always, Brian's out. You don't know when he left, but he's just gone.
Gone, yeah. Every single time.
Every single time.
Brian.
Fucking Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian. So
Gonna be a recurring character now.
I'm okay. I just picked Brian.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's just the first name that came up. She personally wishes, or she purposely wishes wishes some people off.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's gonna check on both Silas and Sal.
Silas,
Probably
you stick around.
Silas first.
Yeah, so you left me alone in your room for a while.
Yeah.
What's in there? Because I definitely was poking around.
Oh, absolutely. There's some mainly clothes, some books.
Old clothes.
Old clothes. There's some old letters. I also think you find a very, very portrait of her and her sire.
Makes sense to me.
Have you been preserving it at all? Like, it has to have been touched up at least once if it's that old.
Got a conservator.
You got Torior.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably high up enough that you can pull a favor or two.
Yeah. It's been
Nothing.
well kept. I mean, preserved.
The Art Institute, half of the Art Institute restorationists have to be ghouls, right,
Oh,
at this
yeah.
point, so...
Nothing incriminating, nothing.
I
Unless you're looking for something very specific, I don't think so.
I think it's also relevant to ask, Sylvia, as a... You are a how's your organizational system, personally? Is it, kind of chaotic? Is it,
It's slightly chaotic.
odd?
She is still a Malkavian.
Mhm.
So it makes sense to her, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
So it's probably kind of difficult to find things in general, like opens dresser drawers and it's ancient maps.
Yeah.
The organization system exists, but to Sylvia. Maps. Why
There are
maps?
some things that go where they should, but not a lot. You find socks and undergarments in the nightstand drawer.
It's just a little off.
Things like that.
Okay.
Which also makes it kind of hard to find, anything.
Very good color palettes, though. Very
Interior
nice color
design's on
palettes.
point.
Yeah. So she eventually knocks softly on the door because she is a proper lady.
Silas is sitting at the bed as if having never moved.
So, and then she'll...
Relevantly, so the lady who was drunken deeply from, ragged breathing. Very shallow, still looks mega pale, by all accounts, she's probably gonna die. Unless, something is done.
Kind of on the brink.
Yeah.
Would we know how to fix that?
How good's your medicine?
Got a 1 in it.
You have a 1 in it? That's not 0.
I got a 0.
I'll give you either of you intelligence medicine.
I'll do that with a hunger die.
Yeah.
I'll leave that to you, because I only roll 2 then.
I got a
This is just
10.
a difficulty 1.
I failed both of the hunger dice, but I got a 10 on the regular one.
Okay, so you rolled a success. She needs a hospital, really badly. It's just blood loss. Like, her body is not going to be able to make enough blood in time to keep oxygen circulating to her entire body. Like, this woman does not have enough blood in her. And she's not dead yet, but, like, unless something happens, she's gonna be.
I relay that to Sylvia.
I think she looks disappointed, but not surprised. Well, this is not the first time. I will take care of her. In the kindred way. Unless you would prefer.
To
Effectively finish the deed. It is the most humane.
oh boy, Silas is like biting his tongue. He's just like, what do I do?
Of course, if you've already had your please.
Well, unless this is an order, I think I shall leave it to you. Feel a bit uncomfortable yet with that,
I understand.
especially when help is still available.
Yes, the smart thing, the human thing, would be to bring her to a hospital. But it is hard to say why she's lost the amount of blood that she has with so little injury. It does look messy, but unless made evident, well, that's an awkward story, and the Camarilla would not like it very much.
Right.
Of course, you know the rules, I assume.
Yeah, I know the rules, but could you say them first, just so I know that you know the rules?
I know you're like 300 years old, but could you just show me that you know them?
Right, yes, the rules. That I definitely know all of.
The rules.
Do you
for
actually
vampires.
say it like that?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, I kind of want to see if I can roll against that to like tell.
Are you trying to hide it, Silas? Would you be willing to put up a fight to try and hide that, Silas?
I don't think so. I think you glean whatever out of that you wish to glean.
I think she it's like you have a neon sign saying, I know fucking nothing about kindred society.
Yeah.
Which is mostly a big red flag for, like, either you have a negligent sire or you don't know who your sire is.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought as either player or character, I don't know which yet, is that, like, Sylvia should know.
That seems fine by me. It would be reasonable for Sylvia to connect the dots at this point.
Yeah.
insofar as vis-a-vis
from the
Silas
conversations
Fire.
that she's had with you, she knows you're not telling the truth or purposely avoiding it.
Yeah.
And I think, okay, I know the route I'm gonna take with this, because it's also beneficial for both of us. I see. And I'm going to pull up the Camarilla rule list because I, Caroline, do not know them 100% by heart, but Sylvia 100% would. Give me 1 second to find them. Where are they on the page? Where are they on the page? I'm trying to find them in the frickin' the table of contents. Not Blood Bond, not that, not that, not that. Would it be under, like, the Camarilla itself?
It's in like a fucking little table. Like near
'Cause
the
I
beginning of your
can't-
book.
Summary sheets, no.
No, it's not in there.
No. I'm just gonna Google them.
Yeah, that'll probably help.
VtM Camarilla.
So I don't think they've changed
rules.
since literally the first. Oh, here they are. They're
Oh,
on
found it. The
51.
traditions. The
Yeah.
traditions. Found them. Thank you, whitewolf.fandom.com. So, but of course, since you obviously know them, first tradition, thou shalt not reveal thy true nature to those not of blood.
Yes. That one I do know. Of course.
Mhm.
As we all do.
Of course. Then, of course, you know the second tradition, too.
Is it about the Elysium?
Tell
that
me,
sounds right.
Silas, how long have you been one of us? Since when have you been embraced?
2 weeks and 3 days.
And how long has your sire been by your side? Exactly 0?
If he could go more gaunt, he would. Yeah.
Do you even
about
know
says
your sire?
No.
I see.
Kind of the reason why I wanted to talk to you, because I figured I had a better chance of staying alive if I had your help than anyone else's.
And that is why you are offering services to me. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Then, might I ask what you wish of me? If we are to talk business, then we can talk business. I see use for someone with your talent. But what is it you wish back? Survival? Haven? Food?
For right now, I know that there are multiple rules in vampire society. But I know that you aren't supposed to tell. that you are
Correct.
this. And I know that if you are this and you're not supposed to be, you die. I would like to not die.
I see. I can possibly be of some help. I cannot claim you as my childer. Of course, I cannot. But if you are willing to help me, and dare I say it, submit to me, I can guarantee your safety in the meantime.
I suppose I have no other choice than to agree to those terms.
I see. Do you have a home? A haven?
Yes.
I see. Not far from here?
Not terribly.
Invite me one of these nights. We can talk it all over.
I will do that.
Uh-huh.
You're intriguing, Silas. You're rather bold for a new blood. And that could also end in your downfall if you are not careful. I warn you to only speak to those similar to you, lest you end up like the poor lass here.
I think being bold is the only way for me to make it through the next few weeks. Because timidity will be the death of me.
To some it is. But I have seen many kindred fall by just saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. I will teach you what I know, and I can help you fit in Camarilla society. I will do what I can, but I urge you to watch your tongue.
Duly noted.
Now, I'm going to tend to our guest here. I hope to see you around. I'll be contacting you. Hopefully soon. I know where everyone is and everyone resides while in my domain, and I do hope you know that.
We'll also keep this in mind.
But please, don't consider it that much of a threat. You are free here anytime.
And I will graciously take you up on that offer as able.
Of course. Now, you should probably head back. The sun will be rising in an hour's time.
Very well. Good. morning, I guess.
Take care now.
Silas just leaves. This is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think you attend to your respective havens. And then, as happens at dawn of every day, feel this weight down upon you as you fall into your restless slumber. I think that's an okay place to call it for the first session.
Yeah.
Awesome. Question. Sylvia,
Hi.
do you drain the rest of the person?
I do.
All right. I think that would count against death only to the deserving.
That is okay.
So you'll get a stain,
Okay.
which means that if you were doing it in paper, you would put 1 slash through a box on the right side of your humanity track, the opposite side that is currently filled in.
I'm gonna put this in like a notes section.
Sounds good. And it won't do anything particularly bad to you until you start getting more of it. And since it's the end of the session, we get to do a few things. The first is you basically get to roll to see if you felt guilt long enough to not feel bad about murdering a woman.
That's fair.
So you roll equal to the blank spaces between your stains and your humanity, which at current would be
Is 3.
And if you roll any successes, you remove all of your stains.
Okay. So I rolled 3d10.
Correct.
I rolled a success.
Yep, then you can take that stain right away. Doesn't even bother you.
I think it's more she sees it not as she's deserving, but this is how she's saving her.
Mm-hmm. This is just how it has to be.
It's humane instead of her dying in agony.
Very much so. A regrettable but inevitable option.
Exactly.
Excellent. Everyone gets an experience point.
Whoa.
Congrats. You've acquired your first experience. You finished your first Vampire the Masquerade session. That's it. That's all you get.
It's
That's
over.
it. That's it, man. I am embarrassed son. Hell yeah.
You did. And
Victory of the
speaking of
century.
which, Stars and Wishes. We're gonna go top down. Sal.
I love these characters so far.
Good.
I mean, Silas, bold, but also very, very much out of their element and a disaster. I love that. I'm just having fun with this, very much. Talking to everybody.
Excellent.
Oh,
Wishes?
Also, I'm just happy to play with it all again.
It's been a little bit. Got any particular wishes?
A bit more rolling,
More rolling?
Yeah.
but
Make there be more dice.
Yeah, but this was just the start, so I understand. It's very
Open our toes.
I'm sleepy.
Fair.
It's understandable.
Absolutely. Matt, Stars and Wishes.
Stars are. I have to agree with Eli. I think these characters, and pretty much every interaction that was had, was really, really fun. Like just the first one between Sal and Constance was just. It was such a good tone setter. Wishes. God, I need to figure out my fucking character. It was hard to do this because it's like he is out of his element. I am out of my element. I am not the best talky political person. So I'm not very good at like the social maneuverings of like, how do I lie and create a convincing thing for myself? So just like tell the truth. That's what I want to do. And that's not safe.
Dangerous.
That is very dangerous in this setting.
Yeah.
Especially
so-
you telling truth about you in
Yeah.
Vampire Society
Yeah.
would be very dangerous for you.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I warned you so heavily.
Yeah.
She doesn't have an inkling of who you are. She doesn't have any idea. But she wants to save as many as she can, and she sees you savable.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those things where like you and I have to be in a place of like mutually assured destruction.
I think so.
That's how this works out for us, where it's like, you know this about me, but I also know this about you.
Exactly.
And because of that, we work together, you know?
And I think that's exactly how it's going to go.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. That's my wish.
Good.
I'm totally okay with this.
That's fun. That's a fun place to be. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Constance. And by Constance, I mean Hannah, because you are not your character.
Man, yeah, a lot of fun. Definitely still getting a feel for this character, but I think I'm glad we kind of made the choice to go with her over the other character to start with. I think she's just more interesting to like from the get-go, whereas the other character would have taken some time to get some intrigue out of him.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun to play as her, especially being such like I like having a character that contrasts past characters I've played.
Mm-hmm.
Having kind of this stoic religious figure is fun.
It is fun.
Wishes, like, it's so hard to have wishes because I actually just kind of know that they're all going to be fulfilled because I just want more interactions.
Stating them anyway is still very good.
I want more just between the four of us. Like, I'm excited for specifically the four of us to interact even more.
Seems good. Red. Caroline. Stars and wishes.
Absolutely pretty much what everyone said. I love these groups of characters. I kind of really like how my character interacted with all your characters. Think that's great. Love that. Awesome. Primo.
Yeah, Sylvia's actually really cool. I like Sylvia.
Thank you.
She's really likable.
Thank you. I tried making it that way because it's also kind of a different thing because I'm sort of taking the leadership role this time.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least I liked... This is a very different leadership role than, say, Dahlia or Arliss or Doc or Felix. Like, this is, like, the one that's, like, running the show. And it's different, and I like that quite a bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's the certain challenges that comes with that power, though, because obviously she just went toe-to-toe with the fucking Primogen. And won, but went toe-to-toe with the Primogen.
I mean, his mistake for not taking you seriously enough.
I mean, truly.
Definitely not an omen of things to come.
Oh, absolutely not. Which makes me so excited to see how things... That's one of my wishes. I'll get to that.
Another star?
Go.
If I might. Oh, sorry.
Please. No, go right ahead.
I really do like that we have a sort of home base of operations so quickly. Kind of like Spider's Den or that one, or I'm kind of reminded of that one Apocalypse World thing we did
Where we
with
had
the barbecue
place.
Yeah.
That's good. But yeah,
It's really fun having that.
it's a different sort of like base too.
Yeah.
It's not like just someone's apartment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like all the characters so far. Sal calling me like mother, like, savior of all. Fucking love that. Iconic.
It was cute.
Adore that. Sister Constance just absolutely going off on Brother John. Mwah, chef's kiss. Silas just sticking it to the man and just going off and like immediately saying like Sylvia's like big ambition. Goosebumps.
Dangerous.
Literally so
Dangerous.
Like
easily.
That,
like I am. It's fun watching this, and from like especially as a GM perspective, because I'm doing a lot of NPC headspace stuff, right? And just hearing like you say that, I had to like avoid having the gut reaction of like, maybe you don't, because like
saying something like that, especially to someone like Sylvia's status, if it wasn't you, a player character, Sylvia would have them killed.
Dead. Yeah, instantaneously.
Like immediately, they would be dead the next morning.
Like,
as soon as they were out of Elysium, it's free game.
Like most vampires, if they heard you, if you were in their domain, you were new, and you said that to them, they would torture you until they figured out how you got that information, and they would send you out on a walk into the sun. Like
yeah.
that is it is
exactly
such a dangerous thing to say. But yeah, incredible, lots of fun.
So I think that's great. Wishes. I'm almost unsure how we're going to get all four of us as like a party, even though we all like know each other now.
Invite them over for dinner.
Which might actually
like,
be the thing.
Could just be. It could be dinner. I just thought of that. I just thought of the implications therein.
Oh no.
Yeah. A lot of that is up to the agency of all of you, honestly. Of just like if you want, how you want to get together, when, to what extent. Like, do you really want to be like a coterie, like the four of you working together, or you want to be a little bit more whisper network, pairs, everyone kind of going off on doing their own missions, but for a collective goal? What do you all do? A lot of that's going to be kind of up to how you all want to do this kind of stuff.
Because we are four very different people.
Yeah.
But you have some aligned desires.
There's some overlap, yes.
I think a good place to start for next session would probably be to give all of you your own space for a little bit. Not for the whole session, but just beginning, just let you all like figure out what you're doing, what you want to do, and how you think you want to get at that. So like maybe we start talking to some more Toreador, or maybe Sal starts looking into maybe trying to get an audience with Annabelle about some stuff. Maybe Sister Constance wants to further herself politically even more, be even more of a bootlicker. Like maybe Silas gets even more pushy. Like there's a lot that you all can do on your own that you like don't have to do as like the party structure matters very little other than for narrative convenience. So you can get together or not as much as you want, as long as everyone is having fun.
And one more wish, and then I'm done. And then I'll ask you your stars and wishes. I really want to see more conflict between Sylvia and Sylvia. That was kind of really good. They have such like a good bad chemistry.
Yeah.
I think
also looking forward to that.
Love how you play him.
Yeah.
Already, just seeing just that, it cements the idea of how much she wants to be Imogen and take him down. It cements it.
Funny. Awesome.
Good. My stars.
So what are your stars?
Yeah. Top-notch role-playing. First session, off the bat, everyone. killer.
Yay.
Yeah, absolutely killer. Everyone did a lot of really good talking, like even just like in voice role playing beyond just like doing role playing. I would say this is one of those systems where if you can't do the talking, like if you find yourself in a place where you can't find the words or exact like actions or whatever of whatever you want to do, feel free to let the dice decide. But I very impressed by the amount of just like very verbal, very plain, very solid role playing that went around all session today. I also had a lot of fun playing a lot of those characters. I get the feeling this is a game where I'm going to get to play a lot of bit parts. Lots of little funky characters that are there for a scene and maybe show up later, but are just kind of around is going to be a whole thing. Plus a few big personalities, which is
Kevin Jackson.
Kevin Jackson.
If we see Kevin Jackson, it will be an event, certainly. Or an execution, because who knows?
Yeah, that's very true.
It'll be. I mean, you do have a sireless gangrel who has not presented themselves to the prince yet.
Yep. I'm
sure
kind
that'll
of
be
sheltering.
fine.
I'm sure that would go
Wireless
fine.
gangrel. This is a
problem.
It's definitely a challenge on Sylvia's part. Sure is.
I mean, they probably wouldn't kill you until they found out who your sire was. Maybe.
I mean, at least he's disposable.
It's true.
I'd be in a non-zero amount of trouble though for like hosting them.
Yes, you definitely would be, but not like torched trouble. Just like, hey, maybe don't. You would get it. The sheriff would give you a stern talking to, probably. Might still. Who knows? Who knows how many masquerade breaches happened last night?
Yeah, good point. Good point.
So.
Your wishes.
Yeah. More. I honestly, I would love to see more interplayer conflict. Or just interaction in general. I'm looking forward to seeing you all roleplay together a lot, but like, I'm looking forward to seeing where these characters do not agree. I think that's gonna be a
everyone
lot
actually
of fun.
like. So far, there's not a lot of animosity, and I'm waiting for it. I want it.
Well,
Give it to me.
What if
my
there isn't?
animosity is fake kindness.
Sounds too chill.
And I think that was kind of my issue, quote unquote issue. Like that was the Silas issue. As Sal is being so nice, and Silas is like, I fucking hate vampires, and this one is being so nice. I don't know how to rectify this situation, and I don't know what I should be feeling during it.
Would you like a stain for going against your tenet of vampires are evil? For just like being friendly with Sal?
Was he being friendly though?
No, okay, I guess he wasn't. He was just kind of
tolerant.
tolerating. No, I think it would take you at making some sort of active decision to be like, you're chill.
Yeah, you'd have to.
You're walking a tightrope.
I really, really am.
You're walking multiple tightropes.
Yeah.
And the tightropes are on fire.
Yeah.
I cannot.
There are many
express to
lines below you.
I cannot express to you how difficult the session was for me.
I'm sure.
You have built a unique prison for yourself.
I like how every single interaction with player character is just as dangerous as with an NPC.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. So I'm excited for more of that. I'm excited for a lot more play to happen.
More
For sure.
game.
More game. I'm excited for more game.
For sure.
I want more player conflict, and I want more.
I have a feeling that might
NPC
happen soon
nonsense.
because I sure did invite my over to Silas's place, huh?
You did. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna try my best not to get you killed, but
Oh.
But also, I'm not gonna try that hard not to get you.
Sylvia is very taking care of herself. She's done it for 300 years.
yeah. But there's
Impressive
two
for a
vampire
Malkavian.
hunters.
For a Malkavian, yeah.
All right. I'm tired,
Yeah.
so I think it is time to go to bed. Thank you all, everyone. As usual, that was awesome and tons of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
hit the recording button.